Good evening. Welcome to the stream, our second episode of Forbidden Lands. We're a play down today, but we're here with Jake, who's from Infinite Monkey Tales, or representing it at least. With Lo.
Uh-oh, the pressure.
We've got John playing Oscar Toscobble from Castle Gaming. And we've got Andy playing Theron from. Oh no, where would you say you're from? Oh, are you representing yourself, Andrew, Andy?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
I'm a free agent.
A free agent. Yeah, very good. So, without further ado, I suppose we can give if anybody's willing, to give us a bit of a update on where we left it last time, or where we got to.
I can't remember.
Well, we have been graduated to status of children. At least two of us have been. So whereas prior we were adventurers, now we are just children.
Yeah, because some of the locals here at the Hollows have never encountered halflings before, so which is the reasoning behind that. So I think you arrived here. Well, you've only arrived here a few hours ago, really, haven't you?
Yes.
It is. I think the time is currently about 1:20 in the afternoon. So you arrived here. I think it was your second day of travel after leaving your home settlement of Seneca's Rest, I believe, wasn't it? So the start of the second day, you came across the ruins of that tower, where there was where you found the body of that guy, an unidentified body, who had apparently just sat there and voluntarily starved to death.
He's been laid to rest, hasn't he? Here.
Yeah. So yeah, you sort of claimed the body, didn't you? And Siren, as with Law's helpers, secreted the body in a little copse of trees just outside the hollows for later recovery or harvesting. So I think you've on top of that so you've met a few of the people.
The elder, Polly, something.
Yes, Miss Palmer. Who, yeah, well, I'm not sure. It's an interesting encounter with her. I'm not really sure if you got off on the right foot or not, but.
Well, she called us children, so she's a senile old bint in my eyes. And then we've paid for rooms at the Dead Man's Hand.
Yeah.
I believe we have a slate of 3 gold pieces.
Yes, which probably last you a lifetime.
We're staying here for the next month, gentlemen.
We can trash the rooms and have no comeback.
Let's not do that.
So you've got room. So you've so you met the innkeep at the Dead Man's Hand, which
Ulm.
I think it's Ulm. I'm just going to double check. His name escapes me at the moment. Where are we? The Hollows.
I think it was Ulm.
It is Ulm indeed. Well remembered.
Is it Holm or Ulm?
Ulm. OLM.
Yeah,
so he is the innkeeper of Dead Man's Hand, which is a pretty much brand new inn, which is not as busy as he likes to claim it is. But he's also doubles as the local religious leader, and is responsible for performing ceremonies at the chapel, which is pretty much next door to the Dead Man's Hand.
We walked past that, didn't we? We haven't been in it.
Yeah,
You
not been in
haven't
it.
been in it. It's kind of open. It's like, I suppose, I think you described it quite succinctly as essentially like a
Bandstand.
gazebo or a bandstand. Yeah, or a
Yeah,
bandstand.
it looks like a bandstand.
Yeah, because it's open on all sides basically, and it's dedicated to 3 gods: Whale, Flood, and the Nightwalker. So Whale is the god of air, if I remember rightly. Flow is god of water, and the Nightwalker is god of darkness and shadows.
So our god wasn't represented here,
No.
was it?
No, so back in Seneca's Rest,
It's the worm.
there wasn't, like I said before, there wasn't what's the word? There wasn't like dedicated worship.
Yeah.
Though the people at your home settlement revered the raven and also the worm. So the worm is kind of responsible for seeing ferrying the dead to the next world, to the afterlife, if you like. Whereas the raven is kind of a protector god, like creator god. Although there's some overlap with them. So some people who worship the worm consider the worm to be superior to the raven, and some people who revere the raven over the worm, and the opposite is true. Not to a degree that there's any hostility over it. Maybe just a healthy debate over it. Like I say, well, it wasn't religion wasn't a serious thing in Seneca's Rest. Kind of just a casual reverence. But yes, that aside, what else have you been? So you've been to the smithy, which is just across the way from the Dead Man's Hand, where I believe at least one of you have encountered the smithy, who is, or rather, the blacksmith. Did somebody go to the blacksmith? I'm not sure now.
Definitely somebody. I think.
Don't think did there? It was the
Theron went to the gamekeeper. 'cause he
gamekeeper, yes.
I went to
got his
the
bird
gamekeeper,
into-
but yeah, no
Yes.
one had been to it.
That's right. Yeah. So you know where the smithy is. I mean, it's pretty obvious. You can hear it, you can see it, the open forge and everything. But yeah, nobody's actually interacted with the actual smith, blacksmith. So yeah, you've been to I think it was Theron. You met the gamekeeper, who has a cabin at the side of the old cemetery. So the gamekeeper goes by the name of Vike, and he's like a big big bear of a man. He sort of deals in, well, he does most of the hunting, provides most of fresh meat, fresh game for the settlement, and he. Well, let me get this right. So
Traded in the pelts,
he's
didn't
a
we?
source of hunting equipment. You can get hunting equipment from him, as well as some. You can potentially get meat from him for, well, so long as you want deer or rabbit. And he also deals in pelts, which he tans and turns into workable leather as well.
Yeah.
So that's those. So yeah, the next to him, or just outside his cabin, is the old cemetery, which is abandoned, and nobody. I think you've been told nobody goes there. It's kind of avoided. for unspoken reasons. Because there's the Elder's House, and then back to the south side, you've got the Three Skulls Tavern, which you haven't visited yet, I don't believe.
We just walk straight past it.
You
Maybe
just-
we
yeah,
need
you
to
walk
go
straight
and
past
have
it.
a...
So on one side, of the road is the Three Skulls Tavern Brewery, and then the tavern itself on the opposite side. And there's a small sort of pier, like harbour with boats. That's just outside the Three Skulls Tavern. I think that pretty much covers that.
Well, and to our credit, I think one of the reasons why we didn't really, head into the Three Skulls Tavern was because of a very distasteful sign that they seemed to have on top, which indicated that dwarves were most unwelcome in that establishment. And while we were curious about the story, we didn't really feel that going into an establishment that so overtly would, put in low regard a certain type of person was an establishment we wanted to support. To our credit.
So yeah, the sign.
Yeah.
I believe the sign says dwarves and other beard gobs don't bother.
Well, none of us have got beards,
No.
so we'll be fine.
Oh, I think there's one other thing though as well, wasn't there? I think you learnt. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you learnt that that the owner of the Three Skulls Tavern is not on good terms with Mrs. Polmore as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we did.
So I think that pretty much covers anything, unless there's anything else that anybody wants to add to that.
What's everybody want to do? I've got a few ideas.
Well, I mean, I think number one, my priority or our priority should be gainful employment. I mean, we are wandering around. We're hoping to create connections with other communities, so that number one, we can learn from each other, but also, this was our first opportunity to travel. So other than making the connections for possible trade between the two communities, we still need to be able to earn a living and pay our way. I don't like to have to trade away resources to live. So maybe, there are skills that we have that, others wouldn't have just because of the separation. So I would be keeping my eye out for that. And also, I mean, I think it's...
Did we
it's
say we were
important.
going to ask them about bandits?
Ask about what? Sorry.
Did we say we were going to ask about any bandits?
Yes.
We know that the bandit trail led to here, but obviously there's not been signs of destruction here per se. So my concern is that if the bandits do use this place as a base, or if they reside here, I certainly don't want to come out and seem contentious towards, local residents just yet.
They don't seem overly concerned about bandits, do they? Because we just basically
and
rocked
also
up.
nobody was claiming the body.
Yeah,
we several people
and
saw
you can
it.
actually, and the wall, you can hop over the wall because it's not very high anyway.
Yeah,
is
it's
it?
only the wall is
Right.
only 3 to 4 feet high, and in places it's less than that, where it's just like falling apart.
So if we suffered from the bandits, clearly they didn't suffer from them here, and so it's a little bit of a concern. I don't think that there's going to be a reward for discovering and dealing with bandits here that are terrorizing our village.
Yeah.
Now I'm quite curious to make the trek up the hill to look at that place. I believe it's a place of worship. So even before going around and seeing if there are any jobs to be had that we could do, I'd be curious just to walk around town and go visit the landmarks. I mean, other than what was described. So obviously that little path going up looks like It's quite inviting with the crags and the pointy black.
It doesn't look
sign.
sinister at all. Does
It
it?
does, doesn't it?
No.
Yes.
Looks really
But you
nice.
know, a nice vantage point to view the
It's just
whole
older.
area from above here.
That's where you want to build your fortress. I do have a question for Olm. When we went to the elder's house, there was a young woman that answered the door. I think you described her as comely. Did you not? So
I'm not sure I
is-
described.
I'm sure you said
I think she was
comely.
quite timid. Possibly, she
Oh,
could be
right.
comely if you like, but yeah.
Is that the elder's daughter, or is she?
No. So Olm tells you that is Delia, the Smith's
Delia.
daughter.
Delia Smith.
Yes.
Be careful. Smith has a very strong
Yeah.
right arm, I assume.
But she's a good cook.
The ancient one known as Delia Smith.
So she's like her home help.
Yeah. Essentially.
Okay, that's good to know. And that's the Smith's daughter. And you said that we kind of know that Polymer doesn't like the owner of the Three Skulls.
Yeah.
Is
So
that right?
I think it was probably something that Olm said that Mrs. Polmore and Yarwim, who owns the Three Skull Tavern, don't see eye to eye. Don't get on.
Can I dig a bit deeper? What is the why? What's the dislike? Why isn't she keen on him?
I said, it's because Yarwim's keen to open up the hollows. He's keen to trade and sell his beer, sell the dwarven ale that he brews.
Dwarven ale.
Yes,
But
it's fine ale. I would sell it here myself, but Mrs. Palmer would have my hide.
Hold on. Why is he selling dwarven ale if he don't like dwarves? Who's making the? He's got his own brewery, hasn't he?
He has
Is he a
indeed.
dwarf?
Yes. Have you not met Yarwim yet?
No, we came straight into the centre of town. We walked past, and we saw the sign.
Well, let me give you a little tip. Yarwim is a dwarf.
Right.
But he pretends not to be. And he has an intense dislike of dwarves.
He has a intense dislike of dwarfs, yet being a dwarf.
Yes.
Interesting. Yet sells
I've
dwarven
never
ale.
quite met a self-hating dwarf. Never mind any dwarf.
I think.
Bit odd.
I think I'd like to meet this dwarven fellow.
He's a fine brewmaster. That's for sure.
Maybe he just has consumed too much of his brew.
He does like his brew.
So what is it that Mrs. Polymer has against trade? I don't understand. Surely you want trade to make the town bigger.
Well, Miss Palmer is of the opinion that trade opens up our settlement to risk, attracts more strangers, and draws attention to us. And I think she fears it might draw potential unwanted attention. She's more happy for the Hollows to continue as it had during the Mist. We're to be
conservative. I see.
self-sufficient.
And what do you think as a new businessman with this fine establishment?
well-
don't you want more trade? Don't
Well,
you
we
want
you
visitors?
know, we do still see quite a few people, and people pass through, and I'm happy to serve those people, and it puts money in my pockets either if they stay in my in my rooms. But
So when were your last paying guests apart from us?
oh well, let me see. And then the
Well, that's
what's
answered
it?
my question.
Rose is help. This female help like called. Wasn't it last week?
God.
Uh,
Okay.
yes, thank you, Rose. Yes, yes,
Last
probably last
week.
week.
What about the other businesses like your blacksmith and your
Well, they're not
your
really.
gamekeeper? Don't they want more business?
Well, the Smith and Ness, the Smith and Vike, they tend to agree with Miss Polmore.
Right. Oh.
And then, of course, there's the fact that Brother Sturkus is a supporter of Mrs. Polmore as well.
Who?
Brother Sturkus. He's
no,
the
don't
local
know who
Rust
that is.
brother.
What's a rust brother?
You don't know what a Rust brother is?
No, that's why I'm asking.
You know, maybe they're not important. Let's not. You know,
Well,
I
must
think we
be-
need to focus
It must be
on
important if he's
no,
on her side. What is a rust brother?
There's
Do you know
no
what
reason.
Do you know what a rust brother is?
No.
No, of course I don't. But it doesn't. I mean, you know, it's not Flower Brothers. It's not Pleasant Brothers. It's not.
It's not
Harvest
a
Bro-
bandit. It's not a bandit, is it?
Oh no. The Rust brothers. It's they are worshippers of enforcers of the god Rust.
God Rust. Is that another
Okay.
god?
It is.
We heard
we
of that
we
god?
have entirely no interest in this whatsoever.
Rust brother.
I think that there are plenty of things to do in town. We should discover, you know, why the fog and the haze, it could come back. You know, the things that we should really be focusing on, I believe.
Yeah. Well, we maybe we should go and pay the not a dwarf a visit. I do
would
want
think
to
that there
go
are
to
so many more pleasant sounding people.
the gamekeeper's
that we
cabin
could-
though, as well. I want to try and make a
approach.
bow.
I'd like to learn some skills.
Oh yeah, and you need to do your shiting.
Yeah.
I've just got to nip away for 5-10 minutes, so I will leave you to it for 5
Yeah.
minutes.
Cool.
I'll be back shortly. And if you want to use do that training, I can do the marksmanship thing for you. If you want to do that while I'm away,
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Will do.
Okay, so you two are going to go and do some training.
Yeah.
Is Lo want to do anything while these two are wander off to do a bit of marksman training?
Yeah, we've more gone for like a chatting sort of private away from things to mull it over.
Yeah, no, I'd probably join you if you're going to chat. I'd probably
Yeah, we'll all go together.
continue to try to I mean, I'm curious to see what this person has to say, if that's what everybody else wants to do, just to meet him. You know, now that they're mentioning different names, that, you know, I don't think we need to concern ourselves with it. I think I would continue on that, you know, see and listen to what will be developing with this person.
Yeah, I mean, I think we should be. I mean, I think we need to go speak to this dwarven fellow at the Three Skulls Tavern. I think
that's
you know,
fair.
I think we need to dig into this a little bit more.
So Olmer comes over and he's like, wipes over the table that you sat up, and he says, just take my advice. Don't mention the fact there is a dwarf.
I mean, how can we not mention the fact he's a dwarf when it's clearly a dwarf? Does he not know he's a dwarf?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know the history behind it, but if you want to get on, unless you want to get on Yarwim's bad side, I wouldn't bring that up in conversation.
Interesting. This just pips my curiosity.
Well, it's a few folks in the Hollows are curious about that one, but a lot of people like Yarwim's beer.
And I take it you stay on his good side because you like the beer.
Indeed. Well, I do have a cask of his brew stashed away for when the doors are closed and Mrs. Polmore's not in earshot.
Yeah, well, I'm just the curiosity's pipped me. So, yeah, I don't know about you, love, but I think maybe the Three Skulls Tavern might be a good source of information and might answer a few questions that we've got.
Well, I certainly feel better about it knowing that he himself is a dwarf. That it although it's odd, it would kind of make me feel a little bit better about going ahead and doing that.
Yeah, I think yeah. Well, let's go and let's go speak to the dwarf in the tavern.
Yeah.
So after we've done, I guess we'll kill a bit of time where I'm practicing, and we've obviously.
Okay, so if you want to do the practicing, it will take take a quarter day.
All right.
So that would take up that would take you to this evening.
Well, and I think an evening's a good time then to wait and go to Three Skulls Tavern because that's probably going to be peak time.
Yeah. So, so is that what you want to do then? You want to attempt to train up your, was it marksmanship you were doing?
Yeah. Yeah, Oscar is going to teach me.
Okay, so yeah, you can find somewhere maybe just outside the walls.
Walls to west.
Yeah. So does Low want to do anything in particular while they're for this quarter day while they're doing this bit of training? Obviously, Siren is gone off on his off by himself, gathering supposedly to scavenge for ingredients for his spells.
Right, and normally I would be going and helping him because I do assist him, but I'm thinking that maybe a bit of training just to, and again, I don't know that I necessarily need the marksmanship training, but I may be able to assist with the training at the very least.
Yeah, sure. Can do that. So if we just
arrows.
Sorry,
you can collect my arrows as a fire as I'm practicing.
Arab.
Book stands behind me.
Okay, so let's sort that out then. So is it a completely new skill for you?
Yep.
It is, right.
Yeah.
So complete a new skill. So that will cost you. You'll have to spend 5 experience points.
Good job. I've got 5.
Because it is a skill, not a talent, isn't it? Marksmanship.
Yeah.
And then you'll learn a skill at level 1. So you've not used a skill previously this day. So you use tutor, which is going to be take the form of Oscar, possibly assisted by Low. So that doesn't require a roll, I don't believe. No, it doesn't require a roll. It just requires the time. So that would be a quarter day, which is 6 hours. So yeah, so you basically after 6 hours you end up with rank 1 in
Marksmanship.
marksmanship.
I'm
Let me
now a
pull-
That
marksman.
was finally done. I'm very impressed.
Thank you for your help, Lo. It's much appreciated.
You know, I have to say, you really got the arrows in tight. It was hard for me to pull them out. I had to really yank hard on that.
Now I think you're being too generous there, sir. I think I'm going to need a little bit more practice. But if it keeps us in food and comes in handy potentially, then hey, a skill's a skill.
Yeah, I think that that it's a possible avenue of earning income here. I mean, you know, we can go out and hunt and bring back food and it's you know, with skills like the ones that you're developing, we could certainly, you know, maybe make a good name for ourselves.
Yeah, hopefully that's the idea.
Okay.
Maybe you know,
Sorry,
in
go on.
case we need.
Go on, sorry.
That's all right. No, we're good.
So by the time you've finished your training, it's getting late. It's nearly 7:30 in the evening. The light is slowly, so the sun's hanging low in the sky, and light is well, it's not dark by any means. It's going to be a couple of hours before it gets dark, at least. But yeah, the light's failing a little bit. And maybe you after you've been out practicing, you call back in to the dead man's hand to clean up a bit, maybe get a drink to refresh yourselves. By this time as well, the dead man's hand is a little bit busier. There's quite a few people in, maybe about 10 people in. They all give you a cursory glance as you went to enter the inn, but beyond that, they don't pay you much attention. So Ulm comes over and says, "Well, can I get you anything, gentlemen, or are you heading out?"
No, funnily enough, we've come in here for some of your fine ale. We've heard so much about it around town.
No, this is Dead Man's Hand. You've got the.
Oh yeah, we're not there. We're not at the.
Oh, sorry, I thought
No,
we got.
we're-
Sorry, I
I
thought
mean,
got-
we are gonna dine here, I think, because that's what we are. But
Yeah.
we're it's
Yeah, so you're gonna
It's
will you
the,
wanted something to
Three
eat
Skulls
before you head
Tavern that
over
we're
to
gonna
the
be-
Three Skulls? If that's
Yeah,
still your
what
intention.
have you got on the menu?
It says, "Well, I've got some rabbit stew, fresh in from Vike."
Yeah, go on then. We'll sample your rabbit stew.
Okay, well, I believe due to your generosity, or your friend's generosity, your tab's covered. So I'll.
Yeah, see, we're certainly covered on the tab. I don't think we'll have any drama paying that.
No. It's. I'll get that food sent out to you as soon as it's ready. Can I get you anything else?
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. So
tell us about this owner of the Three Skulls Tavern. He's an odd sort, or is he dangerous?
I find him quite amiable myself. Like I say, I buy the odd keg from him. He's a little bit eccentric, I guess. I mean, how could you not be eccentric? Could he not be eccentric if he's a dwarf that pretends not to be a dwarf?
I take it it's the only dwarf in the village.
He is indeed, yes. He is indeed.
How long has he been in the village?
Yeah, where did he come?
About 5 or 6 years. Turned up during the mist. Well, the mist was still here.
Oh, he came through the mist.
He came through the mist.
How did he
Interesting.
survive the mist?
That I don't know.
Has he never told anybody?
No.
Hmm.
And he's in that space of Tatbull over those years. Then he's got, looks like he's got two businesses. He's got a brewery
So
and
he
a tavern.
he came with quite a bit of money and paid quite a bit of people to help him build the tavern and repair the mill was already here, but the old miller died some time ago, and Yarwim he restored it.
He owns the mill as well. So
Oh
does
yes.
Does he basically own everything on the other side of the bridge?
Not everything. He owns the mill and the brewery that he built, and of course the tavern. And he did pay. He did help pay for the harbour to be built as well. Owns both the boats on the harbour.
Did he come in with a lot of gold?
From what I understand, yes.
Hmm.
Are
Interesting.
you sure the town elder's not? Is she not jealous of him?
Well, that I don't know. No. I try and stay out of that side of things. Officially, and he leans in and sort of lowers his voice. He says, officially, I'm on Mrs. Polmore's side, but I try to stay neutral.
So
I don't want to get mixed up in this.
Does she pay the militia then? I presume she does if she's the town
Well,
elder.
there's no pay as such. It's we're a self-sufficient community, or at least that's how we've got by, and that's how Mrs. Polmore wants it to stay. It'd be Yarwim that wants to open the settlement up and start trading with established trade with other communities.
So how many members of the militia have you got?
Oh, well, there's maybe a couple of dozen. It's everybody kind of helps out.
And how many people actually in the settlement?
Oh, I would say about 100 or so.
Is that all?
That's a large settlement.
Well, what was in ours? We've got 8. Haven't we got about 80 people in
I
ours?
believe yours was smaller than that. I think you were about 80. So sorry, this one is probably going to be about 150 people. I think your settlement was about 80, 90 people, and it was rapidly declining.
So how? I take it with having a tavern, a brewery. He's got quite a few people in his employ.
Yes, he employs quite a few, a few of the locals.
What did you say it was called again? Sorry.
Yarwim.
Yarwim.
Yeah, he employs a few of the locals in the mill where they use the mill to grind the grain that they're using to brew his beer.
I mean, I've never met a dwarf before, but he sounds like a savvy businessman. That's my kind of person.
Well, well, I wouldn't know, but that's certainly his intent to grow his business.
I mean, we're talking about a businessman. Would you be interested in from where we come from? We have a beautiful wine. It's one of our one of the main things that we produce. Would you be interested in maybe selling some in your fine establishment?
Well, that does sound appealing, but as I say, that wouldn't be something that would meet with Mrs. Polmore's approval, and I try to stay neutral in this.
Well, what she doesn't know doesn't hurt her.
Well,
I mean,
this is true. I mean, as I say, I do buy the odd barrel from Yarwim to keep it on the low down, so to speak. But I'm afraid I couldn't officially be seen to be establishing outside trade.
Okay.
Now, if things were to change in future, then we might be able to. Then that might be a different matter.
And it's goes without saying that the Three Skulls Tavern would be the place to be selling our wine, since they don't take with the elder.
Does this river, does this connect with our settlement? Does it wind back to our settlement?
We can have a look back. Just jump back onto the main map if you like, or I can just check it myself.
Okay.
Just have a look. Yeah.
I'll just have a quick.
And
look.
is the river flows towards the large Raven?
It flows to the east, yes.
Yeah.
So no, this river is not. At least as far as you know, it does not connect to the river that flows by your settlement. So this river flows. It connects to that large lake to the west that was by the ruined
So
tower you came across.
We'd have to, if we wanted to transport the wine, we'd have to do it by mule and cart.
We can't float it down the river.
No. Well, there's two big rowing boats in the harbour, isn't there?
Yeah.
I presume they are there, aren't they?
Yes.
It's got boats there, so.
Yeah.
So we've practiced with the bow, and I think caught the back end that you're now an elf that can shoot a bow.
Yes.
Yes.
Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Is now skilled. Picked up the marks.
I'm effectively a sniper.
Trained by a master halfling.
That's it. By a master halfling.
Yeah.
Okay, so you
hasn't got a bow.
You pass another hour in the dead man's hand, eating. You get your meal, settle down and eat your rabbit stew. Maybe have a drink or two. Partake of Olm's wine, which is decent, not as good as the wine back home.
Oh, it's not going to be, is it?
And the inn fills up a little bit more. Maybe a couple of dozen people in.
I mean, if all else fails, we could buy wine from here and bring it home just to, for the novelty of it. I mean, maybe,
Oh, beer.
we don't come from a very rich village, but we might, be able to make a few copper off of it, maybe. Or
have we ever drunk beer before? Because we have a winery. We don't have a.
No, never experienced beer before. No.
Don't know if we'd like the beer or not. Then.
Mm-hmm.
So are we gonna venture out to the Three Skulls?
Now we've had us rabbit stew. I think we should. I think we should venture out, see what the Three Skulls are.
Now, I just need to know, and this is kind of like outside of us talking as characters. Are the Rust brothers generally all dwarves? From my character knowledge.
You have no idea who the Rust brothers are.
None of us. We've
No.
never heard the
Never
term
heard of them before.
That's why I was intrigued as to what he was.
Okay,
Who
so
he was.
I'm going to call your attention to my character sheet in the bio.
Oh, right.
Just to be sure. That's okay.
And we don't know anything about the god that they worship.
Ah. Right.
Have you got a secret? Somebody's got a
Doesn't
secret.
everybody have a dark secret?
Right. I'll have a think about that and I'll get back to you.
Okay. That just may explain.
My initial thoughts is that perhaps you don't know it was a Rust brother.
Okay. Perfect. Okay.
Whereabouts?
Then I would play that differently. Cool.
Whereabouts does the Rust brother live in the settlement? I'll ask Olm. As he's in
So
the know.
Olm tells you that he lives up by the on the north side of the river, at the by the west west wall.
West what? Sorry.
The west wall.
West wall. North side
Okay.
of the river. West wall.
What, in one of the like? All right. So there's a couple of
Furthest
houses over.
settlement on its first.
All right,
Furthest house, cottage on its own.
The one with the light on.
with that little tiny outhouse.
Yeah.
That one. That's the next door, basically.
Yeah.
But he's on the old woman's side. You said, didn't he? He's loyal to her.
Yeah. The Sturkis supports
Sturkis, that was
Mrs.
it.
Polmore.
Brother Sturkis. I thought he was a priest when you said brother. Sturkis. Well, give him a wide berth for the time being. Let's go and get drunk. Yes.
Let's go to Three Skulls.
On
Alright.
Dwarven Ale.
Okay, so you get up.
But he's
and
not a dwarf.
Head for the door, and as you open the door, like Holmes says, don't forget the bells.
Huh?
The bells. Don't forget the bell. The dead will be out.
Excuse me.
So it's
When
dead
do the dead come out?
after dark.
The bells. What, the bells from the chapel, or?
No, the bells. The bells by the door. You know, when the dead come out, it's you're not.
Pretend we don't know. Pretend we don't know anything about the dead coming out.
Are there bells on the grave that ring when the dead come out of them?
No. There's the doors. The doors to the buildings. There's a bell at the side of each door.
Okay.
Well, that's going to kind of put
don't-
trade off,
you
isn't it?
You don't have the dead
No.
where you at your settlement.
We
No.
burn our dead.
Oh,
It stops them from walking round afterwards.
oh, yeah. Well,
Maybe,
yes.
maybe you're missing a trick.
Yes. Well, it's not a problem. It's not a problem. They keep to themselves.
So
What
what do we have to do then?
Just anytime you go out, just ring the bell by the door and proclaim, "I come in peace and amity in the hour of the dead," and you should be fine.
Is that the door of the building you're leaving, or the door of the building
As you're
entering?
leaving, yes,
As you're leaving.
and you should be fine. They might, if they try and interfere with you, or just pay them no attention.
How might they interfere with us?
Well, some of them are a little bit tricksy.
Aggressive?
No, not unless you are aggressive with them. We've never had any problems.
Might they be out now already?
Well, after dark, really.
No, it's still a bit of light, isn't there? What do we need to say?
So I'll write it down for you. And he goes,
Yeah, you
I come in
do that.
peace and amity in
I don't-
this, the hour of the dead.
I don't fancy being interfered with.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah, as Law says, it's I come in peace and amity in the hour of the dead.
And do we all need to say, or just one of us? If
Well,
we're in a group?
it's probably a good idea. Just be on the safe side.
What, do we all say it?
I think I'm going to start saying that even when it's not after dark, just so I don't forget during the dark.
And the bell, and where is the bell?
There's a bell by every door. I'm sure you've noticed them.
I think you did say something about bells, but I thought they were an alarm or something.
I thought it was
they're
like a
little doorbells, are they? Little,
Yeah, it's
tiny
just a little
doorbell.
brass bell just by the door.
What do we do if we leave a building where the bell is missing or forgotten or gone or broken?
Well, they're always always ensure that they're in repair. So no building has a bell missing. So you don't need to worry about that.
So right, let's go and ring
Let's
a bell
do,
and say a prayer.
But yeah, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. They keep themselves.
Do you think this is the village where that fashion faux pas bell bottoms was introduced?
I'm gonna mark it down on the review site. I don't like this ghost thing. They're losing a star. It wasn't in the brochure.
It's getting dark. Maybe we should,
Let's
go
go.
to the cavern during the day tomorrow instead.
Have an early night.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's stay here. Let's have a few more drinks and let's stay here tonight.
If we're staying here tonight, then I'm going to be watching out the window all night to see if I see dead walking.
They don't come into the buildings, do they?
Well,
Surely not.
Not always.
Oh God, that means they do.
What do you mean, not always?
Well, not usually. But like I say, if you come across any of the restless dead, you just pay them no heed, just ignore them. Even if they might get a bit, sort of, get a bit close or just ignore them. You'll be fine. We never have.
They're
any
not
problems.
touchy-feely, are they?
Well,
Only when they're interfering with you.
sometimes, but yeah, if they lay a hand on you or try to accost you, then just pay them no heed. Just ignore them. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
What we're gonna do then? Are we staying in or are we gonna go out?
I'm more intrigued now. I want to go out.
Well, it says they don't hurt you.
No, I mean,
No,
if
you'll be
don't,
fine. Just pay them no heed. Don't so long as you don't trouble them, they won't trouble you.
No, I have no intention of interfering with the dead, so hopefully they won't interfere with us. I'll step outside, ring the bell.
Okay.
Can I actually reach it?
Yeah, you have to.
I'll give
You
you a
actually
thumbs up.
have to step outside to reach it.
Borrow a
But
stool.
you notice that the conversation dies down quite dramatically inside the inn, and almost everybody turns to watch.
What, as we step outside?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like
Do you think they're pulling our legs? This is...
that. I don't know. I'll do it anyway. So I'll say what needs to be said. Ring
So what are
the
you going to
bell.
say?
Whatever you
I'll
wrote
do
down.
it first. I come in peace and amity in this, the hour of the dead.
And then I step outside behind him and go, I come in peace and amity in this hour of the dead.
And I'll just do the same because I can't be bothered to repeat it.
Okay.
But you must repeat it.
I have repeated it word for word.
Good.
Is there anybody walking about outside?
Just dead.
There's no. So looking outside the dead man's house, you can't see anybody about now.
And I'll just have you note he used the term anybody. Okay?
Yeah.
So that's
Like alive people. I'm not too fussed about seeing dead people.
So.
Oh no, I want to know if anybody is walking around.
Do we can we can see his way, can't we? Are there?
You can't. It's very
need to pick
dark.
his own light?
There's a few dim lights from coming from the odd windows, but it's pretty much pitch black. I mean, there is tonight.
You can't really get lost. It's like just straight down to bridging it.
So there's a bit of a moon. There's a bit of moon. So there's a 3/4 moon. So you got a bit of light. You got enough light to see by. So you have to, as long as you don't rush about, you'll be fine.
What did Lur do while we were doing the bear? What did you do during the day?
He assisted with the. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, sorry. I assisted with the arrows and
All right.
bringing them back. And
so we've not had a proper look at that temple. Well, that's the daytime job, isn't it?
no, I'll probably do that tomorrow.
Do it in the night. What could possibly go wrong?
Okay, so as you all step out onto the porch of the inn, ring the bell, and repeat the phrase, the door suddenly slams shut behind you.
And I'll go boo and try and kill the goat.
Yeah, and I'll head towards I mean, I can hear the sound of the river even if I can't see very well.
Do you think?
So I'll head towards there. There's no lantern on the porches, correct? Illuminating the door.
No.
Do you think we've made a mistake having such a big slate at this inn?
Well, do we hear noise coming from across the river, like of an inn? I'm assuming an inn would be loud, like a tavern. Sorry.
So once you're clear of the dead man's hand and past the chapel, you can hear the faint sounds of people carousing.
All right. Well, I'm starting to walk, so you can just indicate to me if I have to stop anywhere because of anything.
Okay.
And I'm heading towards the tavern.
I have a bit of a brisk walk to the Three Skulls, watching over his shoulder.
Okay. So, yeah, you all get to cautiously but quickly make your way across the river and to the Three Skulls Tavern. You don't at no point do you see anybody, whether they be restless, dead, phantoms, or even other villagers. As you reach the porch of...
By the way, just like as we're getting closer and we're like going over the hill, over the bridge, which is a little bit higher, I'm gonna, try to peer out in the direction where Brian and I buried the body, just to kind of see if I see any disturbances from there. Or,
Okay, so
I'm now suspicious about that body getting up and walking
Pays
out.
visit.
This is now my character's imagination getting the better of him. Did I see that?
We
Mount
did him
higher
a good.
now, is it?
We did him a good turn. You've buried him. We've looked after him. Shouldn't bear a grudge. We didn't kill him.
So yeah, you try and peer over, but it's quite a distance. You can maybe just make out a vague silhouette of what you think might be the copse of trees in the field where you buried the body.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too far away and too dark to get any a clear view. So opening the door, you are met with warm lights and the raucous sound of a crowd, drunken singing going off, and you can see this like really wide open plan sort of bar. There's a long sort of table bar run along one end of the room, and there's tables and round tables and long tables scattered haphazardly around the room, and to one side there's a large fireplace, and there's a big healthy fire burning away, casting most of light and heat into the room. And most notably, stood walking proudly up and down the length of the bar, like greeting his customers and shaking hands and patting people on the back as he serves them mugs of ale, is what is quite clearly a dwarf from your descriptions. From descriptions you've heard of dwarves anyway. Obviously you've not. This is the first time you met one in person. The only thing that gives you pause to thought, to wonder if it is, that gives you some doubt as to his dwarf, is that he is cleanly shaven.
Maybe he's a fat halfling.
Yeah.
Well, he's definitely not a halfling. You're pretty sure he's not a halfling. So as the door opens and you walk in, he's like, good evening, come in, gentlemen, come in. Welcome to the Three Skulls Tavern. I'm Brewmaster Yarwim. How can I help you? A drink. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. Sit down. The first drink is on the house.
Oh, excellent. Is
Ah,
it busier than the other place?
Oh yes, very busy.
is this where it's at?
There's at least twice as many people. The atmosphere is completely different. It's really sort of jovial, raucously loud. There's an elderly man playing on a quite a battered lyre at one side of the room, knocking out some tunes with a somewhat dodgy voice. So, you're strangers here in the Hollows?
Yes, we're new to town. We're looking for work.
You're little small folk. You're not. What are you? Well, who might you be? What are you?
That's you see, we're not clear. The village that we come from was very small. Your sign is scary. Like, am I a dwarf? I don't think so. I don't think I've ever seen one before. Are dwarves bad
don't
people?
look like any kind of dwarf to me. Just never seen. A little bit short.
We're halflings.
Are dwarves short?
Halflings. I've heard of halflings. Never seen one before. Well, you're welcome here.
We'll try some of this famous ale then we've been hearing about around town.
Oh yes, Yarwin's brew is the most famous brew in the Hollows. Everybody loves Yarwin's ale.
Well, let's have it then.
Let's sample it.
Right, no problem. And he leads you to a table and comes back almost immediately with like 3 foaming tankards of ale that he slams down the table. As promised, first drinks are free.
Do you sell any wine at all?
he like looks at you and spits on the fire. Wine?
Yeah, it's something that.
No.
You wouldn't have any interest in any wine. It's just that
Nobody comes here for wine. They go to the dead man's hand if they want wine.
Wouldn't you
here
like
for
to
my
have
brew.
some wine, like better wine than what they sell?
No.
I just thought you might be open to some sort of trade. Me and my
Trade, you say?
Yes, from our settlement. It's one of our goods.
Well, it is. And he pulls up a stool. Says, Yarwim's always interested in trade. I'm looking to open up the Hollows. I've got big plans. I've got just finished building the harbour. I've got 2 boats. We got get some trade going between the settlements up and down the river.
I think that's an outstanding idea. I am a big fan of trade and doing business and deals, and I think it's an awesome idea. And I'd be very keen to maybe next time we're in the settlement, I'll bring you a wine skin so you can sample it and see if I can interest you.
Well, as I say, I'm not sure about the idea of wine. People come here for Yarwim's dwarven brew.
But you might get people that want wine, and you've only got ale. It's just another option, isn't it? And of course, we'd probably exchange or purchase some of your beer to take back to our settlement.
Oh well, I suppose it would make sense to not to shut out potential other avenues of trade. Of course, the focus will be my ale, of course.
And as I taste this ale, I probably not used to drinking ale, and it's, you know, very different from wine. It's got this like I don't know if it's a stewy taste or it's like you know, barley and stuff. I'm gonna look up what are the other properties of this drink? Is it nourishing? Is it like, how do you sell this? What are
It's
some
good
of
for
the
the spirit, the
beneficial
constitution,
characteristics?
and the health.
What is it? What is it made from? Because we have a certain berry that grows in the forest near where we
The
live.
main
So
ingredient is the rye that grow out in the field, but it's a secret recipe.
the stuff you feed animals on, right? Like,
Well, I don't know,
Is
do you feed
is
animals on rye?
well, crops.
could you taste mine? Is it supposed to taste like this?
Do you not like it?
No. I'm just wondering if this batch wasn't spoiled, or it tastes kind of. Is there
It
supposed to
doesn't
be
taste
sugar
like
in this?
wine. That's what my friend was trying to tell
What?
you. We like wine.
I can assure you, once you've had a pint or two of Yarwim's brew, you'll never go back to wine.
Okay, so we're supposed to drink at least 2. So then I'll go ahead and purchase another one. I'll finish this one and purchase another one. And so I'm gonna drink mine as best I can without gagging on it or spilling it. And then I'm gonna ask another one. I'm trying to understand this. Like, I'm supposed to drink 2, maybe after 2 they taste differently. So I'm going to take his advice. I mean, he knows how it's supposed to be drunk and what quantities.
So the first one was free.
Yep.
How much does a
2 copper a tankard.
2 copper. Wow.
2 copper? So I'll buy everybody a drink.
Thanks, Oscar.
Okay.
Oh my gold piece. Oh no, I've got some silver. Let me have a look. What's it come under? Gear, isn't it? Is it gear? Yeah.
Right, so it brings you another round of
Silver,
drinks.
2.
Slams them down the table and then
Silver.
quickly wipes up whatever's spilled.
4
So,
copper.
where is it you hail from? What's this settlement? Where you make this wine?
We come from a small village called Seneca's Rest.
Never heard of it.
And no, we've only just recently been released from the mist.
Oh,
So we are quite well. We are really new to everything, basically. Like I say, we've never drunk such fine beer before.
you're never likely to drink any finer beer either.
How far away are we from Seneca's Rest in like miles?
In miles,
What's a hex? 10 miles.
a hex is 10 miles. So I would
was it
say
6?
about 30 miles, because you could. There's a more direct.
Oh right.
A
Oh, so
more
we're not
direct
far
route
away at all then. We could probably
We lost Jake.
come with mule and wagon. We could probably do it in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So we're new to the area, so we are really looking for work. We're looking for some sort of income. I have a few ideas. I do make bows by trade, so but my friends don't have the same skill set as me, so we are looking for work as well, other forms of work. And we're currently staying at the Dead Man's Hand.
Dead Man's Hand, yes. There's nowhere else to stay in the Hollows.
Yeah, I think we're the only guests.
Yeah, I think Holmes having a bit of trouble. You should listen to me. You should side with me over Mrs. Polmore. Yeah, as I say, I've got big plans. Get this settlement wide open.
What is her resistance to you trading? Sure, I don't understand her not wanting to expand the town.
She's opposed to it. She's pretty more in favour of keeping the town, continuing the town as it has done for generations. It's been kind of an insular community, self-sufficient. She doesn't see the
That's-
benefit of and she insists on trying to impose these taxes on me.
I don't see how that works because, like, we've just been released from the mist and we found you. So surely there's going to be other settlements like north of here, and so you're going to get people coming here anyway. And as I see it, this place probably needs defending a little bit better.
Well,
We just basically strolled up and walked straight into town.
Hmm.
I mean, surely she wants the tax? If your business thrives, you'll give her more in tax, and then she can defend the town better.
tax is a problem. She wants to tax me for everything I want to do. Once I just need to sort this problem out. Once I resolve this issue,
So
clear the
you
obstacles out of the way.
you don't currently pay her any tax then?
I refuse to pay her tax.
Ah, that's what the problem is.
This'll be-
Why should I pay tax? Nobody else does. Just because I don't clean out the latrines.
So nobody pays tax.
I mean, can we get to the? I mean, can we get to the sort of the issue here? Well, I suppose not the issue. The question that's all on us tongues. How long have you been here?
Oh, I don't know, about 10 years.
What brought you here?
This is you ask a lot of questions.
I mean, well, of course we do. We're new to the area, like we're interested.
Why aren't you in charge of the town, may I ask? You seem to have a head for business. Why do the people follow the old woman?
Well,
What does she have? What
her
influence?
family's always run the town, always run the Hollows.
She has no children or anything though, does she? So
No, she does not. She does not. But she's a stubborn old one. She does. She refuses to pass quietly. That's for sure. But things aren't so simple. Things aren't so simple. Mrs. Polmore, she has the support of Sturkus, and I can't be getting on the wrong side of Sturkus.
what? Why? We heard mention of this this person. Rust brother was mentioned.
Yeah, Sturkus. He's a local Rust brother, representative of the Rust brothers.
Who are the Rust brothers? We as I
Uh,
say, we're new. I've never heard of the
Never
Rust
heard
brothers.
of Rust brothers?
No.
Never come across them before.
They are, well, what would you call them?
Bandits?
Kind of the clergy or pastors of the Church of Rust. The god Rust.
Nope. Still none the wiser.
They worship
So
Rust and his wife, Haim.
Okay. So does that make him scary? What?
The Rust brothers are a powerful organization.
In what way? Strength, money,
Power, numbers,
Ah.
money.
So where are they based? Where do they come from?
I don't know.
So how do you know there's many of them?
The Sturkis isn't the first of the Rust brothers. They've been here for generations, long before the mist disappeared.
But he's just one man.
He's one man. But if something happened to Sturkis, then there'd be it wouldn't be long before there'd be the 20 would replace him.
20, really? I find that hard to believe.
That's like a fifth of a village.
Yeah, it's like an army.
Mm.
Well, didn't you say you don't know anything about the Rust brothers?
And what's he do here then? What's his role within the town? What's he here for?
He polices the place, I suppose you could call it that. He collects taxes.
I thought you said nobody pays any tax.
Nobody pays taxes to Mrs. Polmore. Is it?
Oh right, it's a protection racket. He's a bandit. He's like a gangster.
Yeah.
Says,
I don't suppose
I'd be careful about. I'd be
I don't
careful about
suppose
using those words like that about Sturkis.
He's not like the old dear's boyfriend, is he?
No.
Very, very strange. So
Sturkis likes to keep the status quo, and for now he supports Mrs. Polmore.
you're kind of screwed then, aren't you? Because if she's in charge and she doesn't want you to trade,
It is a problem. It is a problem.
you've got this beautiful beer, but you've only got the settlement itself to sell it in, and you've nobody to trade with.
I've got I've been sending feelers out. I know there's I've heard from travellers and people from the settlement that have ever explored further afield and come back. That there's settlements down. There's at least one or two settlements downriver. But as I say, Mrs. Polmore is my major obstacle. Once that obstacle's out of the way,
How can she physically stop you from trading?
she has the support of Sturkis, the Rust brother.
Well, surely he would want the trade because he would be able to tax it.
As I say, Sturkis supports the status quo and supports Mrs. Polmore.
As they're chatting, and I'd finished my second beer, I'm going to say, forgive me, I just must step out for a moment. And which way is it to the outhouse?
Sorry, just round the side and round the back of the building. Don't forget the bell.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Remember the bell.
That's what I was kind of watching out for. So as I go to the door, do I notice people hushing up and then standing to watch me?
There's maybe a couple, but not as it doesn't draw as much attention as it did back in the dead man's hands. But that might be down to the fact that this place is much louder, much rowdier, so they probably less aware of you doing that.
So I will go out, I will ring the bell and say, I come in peace and amity in this, the hour of the dead. And I'm going to head towards the outhouse. And I'm checking around everywhere. Any dead at all walking that I notice? Anybody walking? Has anybody come into the tavern since we did?
No, nobody else come in. So you walk, you carefully make your way around at the north side of the tavern and find a little outhouse round the back, and you don't see anybody at all. You go into the outhouse, perform whatever business it is that you're doing in there, and then come back out. There's a little bell outside the outhouse.
I think I will invent the phrase, "You don't buy beer, you rent it." No. And I will. I'll head back in. And
Okay. You're ringing the bell outside. There's another bell outside the outhouse.
oh no, I forgot to do that.
Forgot to flush.
I didn't think of that.
He's left a floater.
Okay, so you're heading back round.
I did not think that.
So you're heading back round, and over by the bridge, you catch sight of some movement. You see somebody heading across the bridge in this direction, heading south across the bridge.
Oh, do I notice any strange way in which he does so, or just is it shambling, or is it just walking?
It kind of walking quite slow. I won't call it shambling. Every so often, the figure seems to stagger slightly, almost as if a little bit drunk.
I see. Okay. All right. Must be. Okay. Well, it must be like us. He must be heading here from the dead man's hand in. All right. And I will re-enter the tavern.
Okay. All right. Okay. So you re-enter and rejoin your companions.
Yep.
So Yawim has excused himself now, and he's gone. He goes back to the bar to attend to his customers.
I did see one other person stumbling about, but otherwise this place is like dead after dark. Is that a poor choice of words?
Interesting choice of words, I'd say, Lo.
Does this happen everywhere? Do you think the dead people walking?
Well, we've never seen it back in the village.
No, I've never.
We've always, all we've ever known is the mist.
Do you think this has got anything to do with the obviously the cemetery that they recommend we sort of never visit, that no one ever goes to?
Yeah, it's got something to do with that, hasn't it? Definitely.
Well, I mean, clearly,
Yeah.
But what have they done here? What's the purpose? Because I've never seen this before.
Well, maybe we have to ask these people who worship Rusty, because maybe that ground is sacred or something and does something to it. I mean,
do you think that Rust's been the? Do you think he's anything to do with the raids that we've had?
It could be. I don't know. It's.
Do you think he's linked with the bandits, or what we'd call the bandits?
I'm not sure we should have ever left our village. This is strange.
Yeah, let's just go home. It's got wine, hasn't it? Wine and bear stew. What more can you want?
Yeah, and let's live.
Does anybody like this stuff? Like, even after the second one, I'm not sure this.
It's horrible. It's horrible. I don't know how these people drink this.
I'm gonna have to agree with you both there that I am not a fan of this dwarven ale. It's
just horrible.
It's like filthy bathwater.
Yeah,
I think it would be kind of a poor business proposition to bring this stuff back to our town.
No, I don't think our people would drink it.
You think they drink this
outside of this place, nobody will ever drink beer ever.
I'd rather take my chances drinking stream water.
I mean, I'd rather take chances drinking the stream water and have everyone's sort of done the business in the morning.
Yeah, from downstream. Yeah, probably tastes better.
Yeah, I mean, do any of them look like they're actually even enjoying
it? Yes.
Yeah, I suppose it's what you get used to, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll stick with the wine, thanks. But
our berry wine it's gorgeous. It's compared to this.
I mean, thanks for the second one. I mean, I know the first one was free, but Jesus,
it was to butter the not a dwarf up.
No, I know, but I think by paying for one, you actually paid for them both anyway. I'm not actually sure we got anything free.
He didn't.
I think he's probably giving the first one away because he's having trouble selling this stuff.
Yeah, getting rid of it.
Yeah. I'd agree with you there, Lo.
He didn't like you asking questions, though, did he?
No, which makes me
No.
want to ask more.
Where's he come from?
I mean, if I'm being honest, fellas, I'm desperate to ask him about being a dwarf.
Why does he hate dwarves if he is one? It's quite very odd, very odd. And did he say 5 years, 5 or 6 years? It's been
5 or 6 years, yeah.
we probably do best not to go anywhere near this Rust brother. He might want to know where we're from.
Yeah. I'd agree with that.
He'll probably end up paying us a visit. Maybe.
Yeah. Lo, just tell me a bit more. Lo, I'm going to say I'm intrigued. Just tell me about this this guy you saw stumbling around outside. Did he come from the dead man's hand, or?
Oh, he must have. He appeared to be drunk, so probably had a little too much wine there, you know.
Yeah.
Was he coming across the bridge?
Oh, he's heading in this direction, you know.
Probably
after
coming in
I,
here then.
you know, came out of the outhouse, which is, I suspect, the source of the main ingredient with which this beer is made.
They probably recycle it.
Okay, so suddenly the door like flies open and slams back against the wall, and this guy sort of wearing quite sort of dirty clothes and a tattered hood pulled low over his face, sort of staggers into the tavern, into the Three Skulls, and everybody looks round, and the conversation just drops to almost silent.
Is this your friend?
This figure.
Who do you suppose that is?
So this, Lo, you're pretty sure this. You can't be certain, but you're pretty sure this is the person you saw coming across the bridge.
Okay, and I'm still not putting two and two together with regards to the bell outside of the outhouse, or is it?
So he kind of staggers across the room, and people just quickly move out of his way if the kind of if they're stood in his path.
All right.
And it comes to a halt at the bar, and just kind of stands there, resting his sort of leaning, his hands on the bar, and Yarwim sort of like looks a little bit nervous and says,
Do I know? Is that Sturkis?
Nobody's met Sturkis.
Okay.
Yarm goes, usual Elrond, is it? And he sort of he draws him a pint and hands this tankard to this guy, who sort of grunts, picks up this tankard, and tips it back, starts draining this tankard, and as he does, the liquid starts to drip from his trousers and pools on the floor.
Oh, he needs the outhouse. It's gone straight through him. Oh, this stuff's filthy.
This drink is more dangerous than I thought. It burns your insides.
What are this guy's hands like? Do we see his face?
Not at the moment, no.
Presuming.
So you can see his
name
hands.
is
His hands are filthy. They're quite sort of drawn and bony looking. Just a skinny.
Is everybody watching him then?
He must be a farmer.
Not the kind of. Not staring at him, but the kind of watching him through, and everybody's like, nobody's talking. Nobody's talking at all.
Someone's got to clean that up now.
And so he like tips this the tankard back, and as he tips it right to drain the last of it, his head kind of like makes this kind of disturbing kind of snapping noise, and as his neck cracks and his head snaps over to one side and goes over at like this unnatural angle. His hood falls back, and you can see like one side of his face is just like rotted away.
I just look at the other two and I put my hand on my axe.
I'll probably finish my pint off. It's actually not that bad.
And like grave worms.
I'm actually going to look at the pint and look at him and say, I think this stuff doesn't do good things to you.
So a grave worms and dirt just fall from like cavities in his like exposed skull, and then he just kind of half swings, half shuffles round, and his neck flips and snaps back into an upright position, and he just turns and staggers back towards the door.
It's the beer. It makes you hallucinate.
Yeah, I'm thinking the exact same thing.
It's really strong stuff.
Yeah.
Right. So he reaches the door, pulls it open, and goes back outside. Yarwin kind of rushes over and closes the door, and as soon as they close the door, just life returns to the tavern.
Wait, no, I'm gonna shout out and say, don't forget, you have to say I come in peace and amity in the hour of the dead. I'm gonna shout after him.
Right. So Yarwin comes over. I think Gelran's a little past that.
Yeah, Yarwin, do you want to tell us about this guy? What's going off there? That is not normal.
That's Elrond. He used to own the mill.
What do you mean used to?
He died about 20 years ago.
Died?
Died.
Clearly not.
How often does he come in for a drink?
Oh,
Isn't that
maybe
expensive?
maybe once a week.
I mean, what's this with the dead? I mean, this is not normal, yeah. We don't see this from where we're from.
Is it not? It's normal as far as I know.
Did this used to happen from where you came from before you came here, or is this just something that happens here?
It says
We don't have this in our settlement.
You've not heard the Restless Dead?
No.
No, we burn our dead. We cremate them.
Oh well, that might explain that one then.
Yarwin, I've got to ask. Come on, why are you so coy about when we ask you where you're from? What's the big secret around here? You know, as a dwarf, you're not from around here.
Excuse me.
I said, as a dwarf, you're not from around here.
Oh, you calling a dwarf?
I mean,
Theron, this gentleman doesn't look anything like a dwarf.
I know you've shaved your beard off, but you're not from. But I mean, you're not from around here, Yarwin. Come on, you know, we might not be from the same village, but we're not simple.
Did you just call me a dwarf?
Not you per se, but I'm saying you know, you might be. Where are you from? Come on.
My history is my business. And I don't like your tone, sir.
I mean, you don't have to like it. I'm just asking you a question.
I offered you
no
the hospitality of my establishment, and you come in here asking all these questions, prying into my personal business. The gall to call me a dwarf.
I think we might
it's
be
about
leaving
time
now.
you left.
Yeah, I think we probably need to
If it's any
retire.
consolation, I question more your taste in drink than your heritage.
Yeah, I'll start walking.
Right, he just
towards
starts.
the door.
He just like his face just like goes bright red and starts. Get out!
You
Well,
might,
I wonder why I can see why you're the only dwarf around here with an attitude like that.
you might want to mop that up, and I'll point to the puddle on the floor.
Right, he goes like stomping over behind the bar and like comes out with like a big club. Just, get out of my bar!
That's
Right.
an odd thing to clean a floor with.
Yeah, I'd agree with you, Lo, but these dwarves aren't half miserable.
Right, he comes
Now,
storming. He comes stomping over with this and swinging this club.
There's no need for violence. Let's
as I get out the door, I'm going to ring the bell and say, "I come in peace and amity in this the hour of the dead, but I don't suggest going back in there."
Jesus, these moody dwarves.
Just get out of here, dwarf lovers! Don't come back! And slams the door behind you.
That's like the highest of insults, calling an elf a dwarf lover.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've ever made love to a dwarf
that was an interesting evening.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be going back there in a hurry.
Not
Not for the beer, anyway.
I can't help but feel that I'm not smarter for the occasion.
I need a drink of wine to get rid of the taste.
Definitely.
There's no sign of the ghost that just came in?
He's heading back across the bridge.
Oh, he's be going back to his grave. We'll probably wait until he's crossed the bridge before we follow.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should give him a little bit of a little bit of room. Yeah. Well, the dwarf wasn't much of a talkative one, was he? I can see why. I can see why he's not liked on the other side of the town by certain people.
Well, this is a huge place, 150 residents. I'm sure this incident will be forgotten by tomorrow.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if we went back in there, I don't think we'd get as warm a welcome.
It'll take at least 4 days for the entire town to have heard about this incident, it being so big and everything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we can go get ourselves tucked up in bed and try and get this taste out of his mouths, and unless you want to go look anywhere else.
Go have a nightcap.
No, I think. Yeah, I think I need maybe some bitter herbs or something to get the taste of this out of my mouth.
Yeah, I'd probably agree with you there.
Now, just out of curiosity, because we heard the door slam tight. When we go back to the inn, can the door be opened, or is it locked and we have to wait for somebody to come after ringing the doorbell? Or
back at the well, if are you heading straight back there? Is that where you're going?
Oh, that's what I was. I walked slowly, so unless you say I noticed something on the way that would otherwise pique my curiosity or attract my attention.
No. So you slow your pace and to keep your distance from this figure that's shambling along the road, and you eventually lose sight of him as he walks beyond the smithy in the direction of the old cemetery. So you reach Dead Man Hand and trying the door. It's not locked. So you open it up, and you're met by the nice sort of much calmer, quieter atmosphere than compared to the Three Skulls. So there's maybe about a dozen people in here. And Holmes sees you, says, "Sir, back so soon?"
Yeah, that dwarf's a miserable one, isn't he?
And that drink, it's god awful.
Yeah, that.
How do people drink that?
Rank.
Have you got any wine?
Yes, I can. Of course, I can. I've got a bottle of my finest.
Yeah, get crack a bottle of your finest, because I need to wash this terrible taste out.
Need a palate cleanser.
Well, that's good to hear. So that'd be 4 copper.
I'll
Oh, it's on your
check it.
tab, so
It's on the
yeah, that's
tab.
covered.
Tab.
So it brings
Need
you.
to keep accounts.
So yeah, it brings you a bottle of wine. So as well, you're a rare exception. Most people, well, myself included, to be honest, really like Yarwim's brew.
No, I can't say it's for our tastes.
Well, each to their own. Each to their own.
Yeah, it can keep it. I'll stick with the wine.
You didn't have any problems then? All back in one piece.
We met
Well-
Elron,
Yeah,
or was that the beer?
He didn't look very well.
I mean, I've seen people looking better.
Oh yes, old Elrond. Yes, he's used to own the mill.
Yeah, so we're here.
We
Nasty
kind of
accent.
got ejected from the Three Skulls. We were inquiring about where he came from, and he wasn't very forthcoming.
Oh,
And,
Yarwim's a private person. He doesn't like to talk about his past.
his dwarven past.
You didn't mention that, did you?
No,
We-
I didn't. I didn't.
Well, we might have done.
He yeah, I don't think we'll be going back there. So we'll be drinking here from now on.
You're lucky to come out with your skulls intact if that's how you addressed him.
I mean, if I'm honest, I saw him swinging his club, but I didn't really find it threatening, if I'm honest.
Oh,
I thought he was going to clean the floor with that thing, like maybe wrap some cloth around it to soak up the beer.
I mean, that'd be his bigger worry is cleaning the piss up off the floor.
Even the smell of that place and that drink.
Yeah, I think that was just a spilt drink more than anything else.
It was quite busy though. There were quite a lot of people in there.
Yeah.
well, as I say, Yarwim's brew is very popular.
He's not a fan of Mrs. Polymer though.
No, he's not.
he
Mrs.
doesn't
Palmer
like her, doesn't
constantly
like her,
taxes his business.
well, he says he doesn't pay any tax.
Well, that's not particularly not quite true. I think Yarwim would rather not pay any taxes.
Oh, so he does
Yeah.
pay some tax.
He does, but
But
the way
heard about
Yarwim
this
tells
Mr.
it,
Sturgis.
Mrs. Palmer is constantly finding new ways to new things to tax him on.
I was trying to see if he'd got any jobs, but I think we've burnt his bridges with him. So I
Well,
don't think we'll be doing any jobs. for him.
That's a shame because Yarwim are probably your best bet for employment.
That's not true. I mean, I understand that there's this Mr. Sturgis, and he worships this Rusty and this Hamey person. I mean, maybe he has work for us.
I would advise against dealing with the Rust brother. Everyone knows to steer clear of Sturgis.
Mm,
Do you think Mrs. Polymer might have any jobs that need doing? I'm going to go and see the games the gamekeeper tomorrow, and I'm going to see the smith. But I wonder if she's got anything she needs doing.
Well, I can't speak.
She was a bit abrupt with us earlier today.
I can't speak for Mrs. Palmer, but as I say, everybody contributes to the upkeep of the community. As I'm sure was
Yeah.
the same in your settlement.
Yeah, maybe it's a bad idea because I don't think she actually wants us here. I've got a feeling she's not interested in trade.
No, as I say, your with that Yarwin would have been your go-to
feel-
contact for
I feel
trade.
I
think
do.
we should go see him tomorrow.
Say
Yeah,
it was
probably.
say the beer went to our heads.
Yeah,
I think
I-
more the beer went to his head.
I think we can. I think we can get in there tomorrow.
Grovel. Is there anything we can do to make things all right? And we won't call you a dwarf again. You dwarf.
You've just called him a dwarf. If you said that,
Yeah, you dwarf. Oh.
Well, you know what? Maybe other people in town will know his story a little bit better, and we'll get more information, and then we can decide on a better approach if we want to approach him and how.
Does as this Olm guy, is he married? Has he got any children, or is it just him and a serving girl?
No, he's not. He's not married. Just Rose, one of the villagers who works for him.
Well, I will finish my wine, and I think I'll retire.
Oh yeah,
yeah, agreed.
that's a good idea.
Okay. Right then.
Are there bells on our individual doors to the rooms as well, or
No, only on the exterior
That's
door.
okay?
Radio. So, retire for the evening then.
Yep.
Dawn of the next. So yeah, you'll wake at early doors the next day, the 7th. Let's make it daylight. Okay, so you're woken by the sound of rain battering the roof and the shutters of your room, and glancing outside. It's like a torrential downpour outside, turning the streets into a muddy quagmire.
Oh, excellent! I'll be able to wash my clothes and have a shower at
had
the
a
same
river.
time. And have a shower.
You have a river you can wash your clothes in.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I'm gonna go to the probably the smithy first. What's everybody else gonna do?
I'm gonna climb up that tower to that ramp and go check that
While
big clearing.
I'm going to go see Yarwin.
whilst Olm's out of earshot, I'll say to Lo, why don't you ask Olm about that place that you're wanting to go to? Because to me it does look religious, does it not? And he's a man of religion. Maybe he knows what it is. Or are you just gonna go and snoop without?
Well, no, I'm not
without them
snooping. It's
knowing.
during the day. I just want to see what's there. It looks like there's a ramp that goes up and another one that goes down. I'm just a curious sort. And
Yeah, it
take
looks
a
way
look and-
too sinister for my liking. I'm not going anywhere near it.
well, no, I mean from where I am at the bottom, it's just a ramp going up, and I see stuff. It's not like I have this bird's eye view. It's just a high area. I could look across and see what there is to see. Maybe do a little mapping. We're not going to be here forever. See which direction the other trails go by in.
Could be. It might be an old temple that was used before. Definitely odd looking. Are you really going to go and see the dwarf?
Yeah.
Oh my god! Don't you want a helmet first?
No. Don't worry, I'll put him down with my axe if he gets.
Chop his legs off. Now you are a dwarf.
Yeah. I mean, I'll play it cool.
I was going to get you measured up for a helmet.
All right, then I'll get measured up for a helmet.
So yeah, I'm going to go to the smithy first. I'm going to see if he can make Theron a helmet, an open helmet. I believe it's the Forge that does helmets, or is it leather? Let us have a look.
And so what is Lo doing then?
Lo is going to walk up the ramp towards that area, and go to an area which he believes is a lookout to see, to get a lay of the land in this huge city.
Okay, very well. So, are you putting anything on to protect yourself? Well, not protect yourself, but to shield yourself from the torrential downpour outside, or you just?
Whatever I have, if I have anything to, yes, I would. If I'm just used to walking around in the rain and the wet doesn't bother me,
you'll
then
have some kind of traveling. I mean, you have been traveling, so I would assume that you have some, outdoor clothing, some traveling cloak, or some kind of waterproof, or at least, something. It would make sense. Okay, so you wrap up as best you can and head out. Head out into the rain. So there's the village. There's nobody else about. Everybody's, sensibly sheltered inside from this from the rain. And you slip and slide across the courtyard, or rather the centre of the village. So the well, as you pass the well, you can see it's almost full to the brim. And you make your way between the houses and to the bottom of the narrow path that winds its way up the hillock between the sharp rocks. So this path leads up to a flat section, and in the middle of this flat section, you see the overgrown remains of a circular stone which appears to be like an old foundation. Surrounding it are 12 pillars placed along the edge of the foundation that stretch. They give you the impression of they put you in mind of like teeth or claws. There's a stretch up, reaching up towards the sky. In the center of this foundation, this circular foundation, is a crumbling obelisk with a hole near the top of the near the apex of the obelisk. And as you draw closer, you become aware of this sort of ominous sort of feeling that hangs over the place.
So could I suggest we cut scene there for a second and then move on to one of the other player characters to see what they're doing in the meantime? I will be right back. Okay, that's a good place to cut that scene, I think.
Yeah. So I guess I'm getting fitted up for a helmet.
Okay, so you. Where's my smith? Okay, so as you approach the blacksmith, you can hear he's busy at work, hammering away at the anvil. And you can see there's a glow. You can feel the heat of the forge as you draw closer. So large sections of the building are open towards the square, and through the smoke you can make out the forge and a massive anvil. And there's newly wrought tools hanging from hooks along the roof. So without looking up, is morning. What can I do for you?
Good morning, sir.
You're new in town.
We don't have a name, do we? Yes, we are indeed. We arrived yesterday.
What can I do for you?
I'm looking to make a purchase from yourself. and I'll point to Theron. My friend here requires a helmet.
A helmet.
A helmet. I'm just looking at it. It's actually Smith and Tanner. It's not one or. It's both, isn't it? 'Cause
Yeah.
you need iron and leather.
Yeah.
Is that something you would be able to? If I go across to the gameskeeper, if he would he need to supply the leather and then you make the helmet, or is it you do the frame and then he would put the leather in?
I need some iron.
You'd need some iron. You're a smithy, sir. Have you not got any iron?
Iron's new iron's in very short supply. It's only generally we recycle and repair what we've got. I mean, if you've got something I can reforge.
Have you got anything that you'd be willing to?
If you want to pay for some pay the price of some tools I've got up here, I can reforge that. Yeah, by all means.
Well, how much are we talking about? You need it's one iron.
Tools. So one iron. Says, well, I can reforge this saw I was making. That'll cost you although it's a little expensive, so perhaps a pickaxe. I mean, this pickaxe here would be a better, a cheaper option. It'd be 15 copper for the to pay for the pickaxe if you want that reforging, and then you'll need to purchase some leather from Vike.
How much are pickaxes? What is it? 15 copper.
15 copper.
Well, it's only like 1.5 silver. I can't be bothered to look. Yeah. So keep that on one side then. So I probably will take the pickaxe. I'll nip across to the gamekeepers to make sure he's got the leather. But I do believe he did have 5 pelts worth of leather yesterday, so I hope he's still got them.
Yeah.
Unless there's been a run on leather.
God, I hope not.
I was going to say.
Yeah. So you find Vike. He'll happily sell you.
How much is he gonna charge? That's the other thing. So how much would he charge for the helmet to make?
So for the helmet, so it'll cost you. You'll have to buy the pickaxe, which is going to reforge.
Yeah, that was 15.
And then to make the actual helmet will cost you 8 silver.
8 silver. That sounds all right to me.
It'll take 2 days.
Yeah.
So he'll forge it, and then his wife will do the stitch and cut and shape the leather.
Have you got some arrows, Theron?
Yes, I have arrows. I can sell you some iron tipped arrows.
Are yours iron tipped?
No.
How much for the some iron tipped arrows?
Iron tipped arrows are
they good for shooting dwarves? I'm joking. I jest.
I can't see the arrows. Where are the arrows?
Good idea.
Dwarf piercing tips.
Where are the arrows?
I've got this crossbows, bows,
ranged weapons, melee weapons,
wagons,
arrows, iron head arrows. So that for a unit of arrows is 12 copper.
And what's a unit? A dice?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what have you got? Just wooden arrows at the moment?
Just wooden arrows at the moment, yeah.
what did you say? 12 copper.
Yeah.
So I'm probably going to want some eventually. So I'll take two lots of arrows. So that's 24 copper, isn't it?
Yep.
Or 2 silver, 4 copper. Let's do some maths. 24. What was the pickaxe? 15.
15 copper for the pickaxe.
And then the thing is 8 silver.
8
isn't
silver.
It? Oh,
And
I can't-
the leather
for-
that you need to buy from Vike is
39.
Where's the leather?
39.
Trade goods.
11 silver, 9 copper, plus whatever the leather's going to cost.
Where's the leather? Raw materials. Tools and raw materials. Leather will be another 12 copper.
Bloody hell.
Yep.
12 copper. It has to be awkward, doesn't it? So that's going to be. That's another silver, Jonathan. That's 12. So that I get that to 13 silver and 1 copper.
That sounds about right.
13 silver.
And it'll take him 2 days to make it for you.
We might have to lose a set of arrows. Anyway, yeah, so definitely just keep the pickaxe on one side. I'll nip across to the tanner guy. Is just while I'm here, is your daughter here today, or is she working across at?
No, she works for Miss Polmore. She starts at sunrise and finishes at sunset.
Every day, or
Every
does
day.
she have any? Does she have any? Does she didn't have the weekends off?
Every day.
Oh my god. She's does she enjoy her job?
We have no complaints. Miss Polmore's a fair leader.
I'm sure she is. Right then.
Her family's run the hollows for generations.
So I will go across to the gamekeeper and I'd like to do you have any bows in stock? I know my friend bought one yesterday. I think it was the last one.
Yeah, that was his old one. So no, I don't. I don't.
Would you be interested in me making you some bows? It is a skill set that I have. I would be able to make you. I could make you short.
I don't
bows,
have a spare anymore,
bows.
so if you got one for sale, I would. I might be interested in buying a.
I would literally have to make it. If you would be willing to provide the wood and the leather, I'd make you a bow at quite a decent discount. So if you wanted to sell it, there'd be a profit in it for you. But I would just need the raw materials, and then I would, from the money that you give me, I would probably make another bow. Would that be something you'd be interested in?
Perhaps this is.
How about a longbow? It's not something you come across every day. I'm in town for quite some time, so.
Well, next time I'll keep a lookout for some for a suitable shaft of wood. There's some yew trees over yonder.
Have you nothing that could make a shirt bow now?
No, I don't
No.
usually. It's not something I usually only gather things like that. I usually make my own.
Out of interest, do you know most of the militia? Are they armed with bows? Do you arm the militia with bows, or are they just whatever they have to hand?
Let me have a look. I would have to check. I think they PCs.
I'm wondering if it might be something that Mrs. Polymer might be interested in equipping the militia properly for defending the settlements.
Says, well, you'd have to speak to Miss Polmore about that. She organises all that thing. That's nothing to do with me.
She doesn't provide the equipment though, does she? I presume the militia.
No, we make it's a self-sustained community. We all pitch in and we all have our own talents, our own skill sets. So we all pitch in and provide what's needed. So the armor would be the leather armor that they wear would be made from pelts that I cure and turn to leather, workable leather.
And how much is one leather? Was it
12 copper?
12 copper. Just looking what I need for a bow. I think it's
okay. So
can't remember off the
I
top of my
think
head.
while you're pondering that, we shall cut back to Low up on the.
Oh, so something sinister was the feeling.
Yes, so
where we
an
last
ominous
left off.
feeling hangs over the place,
Mm.
and like I said, there's these pillars that look almost like claws or teeth coming up out of the ground that form a ring around this old foundation. And at the centre of this foundation is this crumbling obelisk, and at the apex of the obelisk is a hole.
Oh, I'm gonna climb up the obelisk to look inside the hole.
Okay, well you can see just walking up to it, you can see clear through it. So it's maybe about a few inches across, and it's just a hole that goes clean through the top of the obelisk. So it's like
So I think I'm going to go from the back side, and if I'm looking through the hole, I'm wondering, what am I looking at? Am I looking at the sun? Like, is it going towards the sky? Is it going towards somewhere on the in the village? Like,
no,
if I
it's
were
pointed.
to
It's kind of pointed in a sort of northeast, southwest direction.
just named all the directions.
So I shall draw a line. Maybe that'll make more sense.
Okay.
So it's coming. So like from northeast to southwest.
Oh, I see. Okay, that was my fault, not yours. Interesting.
There
and
is
there
also
a cave entrance there? Then what I see it pointing to?
No, you can't see anything like that. But there is an inscription, faded inscription, carved into the obelisk.
Is it in a language I can read?
It is. It's in the common tongue.
Oh,
An archaic form, but it's not to the point that it's you don't understand. It takes a moment to get the gist of it. But yeah, you can read it.
It says, "Beware the beer at the Three Skulls Tavern."
It says, "The road to Napola's last resting place is shown at the midnight hour of the full moon."
Just getting that down.
I'll pop it into
I'm going to
the
reread it.
the
It's
chat.
the road to Napola's resting place.
The
It's
road
shown
to
at the midnight
Napola's
hour of the full moon.
last resting place is shown at the midnight hour of the full moon. Like I say, I shall pop it into the chat as well.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, well, we're going to be here till at least the next moon, because I am a curious sort. So that's kind of cool. Now I'd like to I'd like to kind of try to figure out the because I'm generally, I think, a cheery type of person. So for me to feel ominous would be odd. So I'm gonna try to kind of sense my feelings around that. Like I'll go back, I'll go forward. Is it like a hot cold type thing in terms of ominousness, or is it just
You
it's
can
gloomy, it's
no,
raining, it's dark, and my imagination is getting the better of me?
you can't. There's no particular. You can't sort of like tie it down to a particular spot other than this sort of general area of this sort of plateau, this flat area. It can't. It doesn't. It's not. It. It's not like it switches on and off. It kind of when you walked up here, it kind of slowly became aware of it.
All right. Any signs of other people doing things here? Does this place cleaned
Well, it's
properly?
hard to
Is
tell. I mean, there's like the rain is
yeah.
pelting down and battery. So there's like there's probably an inch or so of water everywhere. There's pools, puddles of water, and puddles of mud. Um, so it's almost impossible to tell.
Um.
And it's you surround the whole area is surrounded by these sharp rocky outcroppings of the hill. So it looks like this area was like sort of cut. It's hard to tell if it was like a natural sort of flattened area or if it was actually physically cut out of the side of the hill.
Um. From my vantage point above here, looking over the town, and especially towards the graveyard, does it look like any of the graves have been recently disturbed?
Um, I just need to close a few windows so I can see. Right, so um, like I said, the northern part of the village it's completely taken over by this old cemetery, and the entire place is completely overgrown and in ruins. There's you can just make out um, the odd headstone poking up through all the like vines and brambles that have completely overgrown the place, and there's crumbling crypts, and here and there you can see gnarly, ugly looking trees and patches of scrubby bushes. Um, like I said, the entire place it looks like it would be difficult to like traverse through the area. Not impossible, but it would be hard going.
All right, but
But to one
beyond the fence,
side, close sort of towards, so where you are up on this flattened area, this kind of plateau, the other path that leads down on the left hand side, at the bottom, more or less at the bottom of that path, and at the edge on a raised area just above the cemetery is a cottage. So on this hill, between the gravestones and the mausoleums, there's a cottage that's been erected from reeds and mud, like a mud hut.
well, you've just named my next destination. But beyond, let's go beyond the walls from where I am at my vantage point, where the newer cemetery is.
Okay.
None of that looks disturbed, and that's well maintained and kept up. And
So yeah, no, outside the walls there's so there's quite a number of hills that are overgrown but it's more like tall grasses, and you can see expanses of lilac flowers and other like sort of meadow flowers. There's a small stone building that sits below almost at the base of this huge old oak tree, and you can see mounds, clearly marked mounds dotted around in neat rows of more recent graves. So that appears to be the burial site that's in use.
Okay, and that's again undisturbed. That's clear to see. That's not,
It's 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 hard to tell from here. It's too far away. You'd have to
Okay,
go
fair
you'd
enough.
have to go you'd have to go over to to be able to have a probably it's impossible to tell
All
from
right,
here.
so from here,
There's no obvious
it,
signs.
it,
There's no signs of
yeah.
any clearly freshly dug graves or things like that.
I think then I'm gonna merrily continue on my way down this slope to visit Mr. Reed house.
Okay. Okay, so by the time you get down to the bottom of the path, approach this mud, this cottage, this hut built of constructed of reeds and mud, with a animal pelt that serves as a doorway that's just like blowing back and forth in the wind. By the time you reach it, you're almost completely drenched. And there's a smell you can smell like wood smoke of a fire, but also like smell of herbs drifting out, and you can hear a female voice sort of coming from inside like a female voice humming away, humming a tune to themselves.
I'll knock on the flap or ring. I'm assuming there's a bell there.
There is a bell, yes.
I'll ring on the flap and go, oh, excuse me, in there. Hello.
Okay, that's no age. That's weird. Okay, so there's a brief pause, and this humming stops, and a woman. It's kind of she look at first you think she looks kind of middle aged, maybe about 30, 40, but you're not entirely sure. She could be younger, she could be older. Her hair is quite sort of matted with mud and dirt, and her clothes are quite threadbare and all lot covered in patches. Um, and she peers out at you, looks down and says, "Oh, how are you, little man?"
Ah, I'm good. How are you? Yes, these are wonderful smells that come from your hut. You know my master's a great magician. He's always looking for herbs and spices and special things for his magics. I'm beside myself because he's out there, trying to scrounge and hunt now, and I just happened upon your hut, and I have all these wonderful smells. Are you also a great wizard like my master?
Um, come in, come out of the rain, warm yourself by the
Oh,
fire.
I'm afraid I'm too muddy. I don't want to mess up
No,
your
no,
hut.
no, but
I'll just stand here in the
she pretty
entrance.
much like grabs hold of your arm and sort of leads you, not forcefully, but sort of
Yeah, okay.
leads you inside. And it's kind of inside. The floor's quite muddy. It's covered with reeds. It's more of a campfire than a fireplace, and there's a cauldron hanging over it, and everywhere, every available space across the ceiling, there's like herbs hanging and drying out in various stages of being dried out, and there's a small
Hello,
makeshift
everybody.
table that she's kind of been chopping and preparing herbs, and there's clay jars and glass jars containing a lot of different preparations of herbs and things. Um, so what is it I can do for you?
Well, we're new to town. Only recently were we released from the mists, and this is the first place we came upon. Oh, first we were following bandits. They were bothering our village quite a bit, and then we found one of them, but dead. But we didn't kill him or anything because we're not that sort of people. And we followed the tracks, and the tracks came to town, and we discovered that this place is huge. It's got so many people here, so many interesting things. And we were at the Three Skills Tavern, but don't say anything about dwarfs there. I don't recommend it. And also, don't drink beer. For some reason, people are enchanted by it. It's kind of strange, but it could cause you to get holes in your face, and then you won't be able to drink it properly too. It's a very strange place. But that's our story. Who are you?
My, that does sound exciting. My name is Nivea. I'm the midwife.
Navia. Ah, it's a pleasure to meet you. And are you a great sorceress?
I have some skill with herbs and healing.
Oh, well that's interesting. What would you consider some of the more exotic herbs that you would have here that wouldn't be found in other places?
Well, I'm not sure whether there would be whether they're exotic. I gather I'm able to gather what I need for my craft.
That's hugely interesting. Do you mind if I spend some time here until the rain goes by? I fear I have a wandering nature, and it's gotten the better of me in this weather. And maybe you could show me some of your craft and what you do, if you're not too busy.
Oh, no, by all means. I was just about to brew a pot of herbal tea. If you'd like, so if you'd care for a cup.
Oh, that's very kind. It's nothing like beer, is it?
Oh no, no.
Oh, then
I don't
thank
partake of
God.
alcoholic beverages. I prefer to keep
Ah,
my mind clear and focused.
oh, that's very smart. Tell me something. Who's Napola?
Napola. Now that is an interesting question. Where did you hear that name?
On the inscription above those, right above you, like you built your home like right below that place that talks about Napola.
Um, uh, well, Napola was if I remember the legends correctly, uh, Napola was a noble who was killed in a battle here at the Hollows. The Hollows was the site was built on the site of a mass battlefield, or at least so the stories say.
And are those the dead that walk in the night? You have to ring a bell before you leave at night.
Um, the dead have always been restless, or at least that is what we're told. That is as far as recorded memory goes. To at least till the time of the blood, from the time of the blood mist, if not before. Perhaps it is a result of Zygopha's magics that disturbed the balance of things.
Zygolfa? Who's Zygolfa? This
My,
this
you have been isolated. Zygopha is a nightmare, a folklore, a scary, a bogeyman that to scare children. Evil sorcerer that unleashed demons upon the world.
Wow, that's and so is she real or she isn't? Because these dead walking seem to be real, right?
Well, it was a he,
Of course,
at least supposedly.
Mr. Zuggold.
Um,
Okay.
but I doubt very much. Zygotha was centuries ago, long before the before the time of the Blood Mist.
There was a time before the Blood Mist?
There's a long history that I'm afraid my knowledge is limited. But there are myths and legends that stretch back over 1,000 years.
Where do they say the Blood Mists came from?
Now, that I don't know.
Well, who's to say Blood Mists won't come back then?
Who's to say it might not? It might. It might indeed. So it is probably best to make the most of the time that we have while the land is free of it.
You are a very kind and wise person.
Oh, I wouldn't say that. I only do what is needed.
What? Why does the tavern keeper not want to be a dwarf anymore?
Now, as for Yarwim, I know little. I only know what most people do. That he has a dislike of dwarves, despite the fact that he appears to be one himself. I have no grudges with Yarwim.
Well, but you don't drink alcohol, so you would have really no reason to partake.
No.
I'm
I had dealings on occasion, but as I say, I have no real opinions on him one way or the other, to be honest.
And what about this god Rusty and Jaime? They're married, I think.
Oh, Rust. Yes. The god Rust is a corruption of the Raven. The Church of Rust worships Rust and his wife Haim. According to the Rust brothers, it was the Raven. Rust, the Raven, led humankind to Ravenland, the Forbidden Lands, and he was made of iron, and the snake, the worm that he carried, was made of wood. Gifts to humankind so they could make tools and weapons and thus dominate the world. But
one would think that we would want to live in harmony and not dominate.
Indeed, but the Church of Rust seeks to enforce its will upon the Ravenlands. It is its belief that humankind, like iron, must be worked and purified and tempered in order to reach their conviction. While the uninitiated are pieces of raw iron and ore, and the heretics the slag that must be removed. Iron, according to the Church of Rust, is power and might, while wood is life and disease. The Rust brothers have been here for generations. Somehow, they were able to travel through the Blood Mist unaffected. They claim it is their faith in their god and goddess.
Wow. And maybe this mist is more rust colored than blood colored?
Well, That's an interesting premise.
If I wanted to do something useful in town or find work, what would you recommend? I mean, if you need me to gather herbs and stuff for yourself, I could do that. I've certainly been helping my master in doing that a lot. If you let me know what herbs you need, I'd be happy to help you.
I would be more than happy for you to accompany on my foraging trips if that is what you wish. As for employment, I'm not sure I would class it as employment. I cannot offer you any payment other than company.
Oh, I'm certainly happy for the company until I find gainful employment. It would be good to be doing something, and you could perhaps teach me stuff about the herbs and the properties that they each have and how they can be employed towards helping people.
I would be most honoured. And what is your name, little man?
Oh, I'm Lo Naim.
I'm pleased to meet you.
Lo Naim Lightfoot.
I'm pleased to meet you, Mr. Lightfoot.
Just call me Lo. All my friends do.
Very well. I shall call you Lo. And she pours you. She hands you a cup of tea, of herbal tea.
Okay.
And I think so we'll cut back to the others. So what are you two up to?
Is the helmet getting made then?
No,
If-
not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Right.
I've readjusted my sums. Can I have? I don't. Instead of having the arrows, can I have 2 lots of leather off the gamekeeper guy?
Yeah, he'll sell you 2 lots of leather. Yeah.
And
Believe
do
it's
I
a,
get 1 lot of wood from the pickaxe? Because it says it's 1
It
wood.
would deconstruct. So yes, you would have a unit of wood. Yeah, 1 block of wood as well. Yes.
I've got wood. So
Wood.
in total, then I work it out. So the pick was 15 copper.
It was.
2 lots of leather, 24
Yep.
24 copper. 8 silver for the actual helmet.
Yep.
Is there anything I'm missing?
Leather.
I'm not having the arrows.
No, I think that's everything. The leather, the pickaxe that needs to be reforged, which provides the iron.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
So I get that. Oh, doing my maths. I get that to 1 gold, 1 silver, 9 copper.
Uh-huh.
So, and it will do that. Will do the deal.
Okay. Go
Seems
ahead.
a lot of money for a freaking helmet.
Yeah.
What you go and get stabbed in the stomach?
This is
Yeah.
it.
It's
Take
stabbed right in the eye.
the shot to the head and dies
Yeah,
instantly.
your head will be fine, but you'll like get your arms and your
Well,
legs.
the
chopped
back of your
off.
head will be fine. This
Yeah.
is an open helm, isn't it?
I was looking at shield, but oh no,
I'll have to fight backwards.
we'll go with helmet. Right, so I will amend my dosh accordingly. So, oh my god, my lucky gold coin's gone. So I lose the 2 silver, but I gain a copper.
So yeah, it
I'm
will
down
take
5
2
copper.
days, not including today. It will take 2 days to make it.
It's all right because I'm going to spend the next few days chopping some wood down.
Oh my god, we're stuck here for 2 days.
Yeah, we're going to be busy though. We're gonna chop a forest down.
I'm not going to speak to the dwarf yet.
No, wait till you've got your helmet, then speak.
I'm going to wait till I've got a helmet, so at least I've got some chance of slashing him to bits.
So,
And
I don't know
aggressively
what you want to do for the rest of the day, but with what's left of the day, with that 1 bit of wood and the leather I bought, I don't know whether to. Shall I try and make either a short bow, or shall I risk? That's a lot. Oh no, it's 2 wood, so I can't make a longbow. So I'm good.
Is there anywhere we can go and do some wood cutting close by?
Well, yeah, there'll be I mean, you're in a sort of open plains, but there'll be areas where there's
There's
trees. What you can
trees to the
see,
west.
yeah, you can see some. So there's no like big extensive woods, but there will be like small forested areas. It's not just
So
completely uniform grass, open grasslands.
so we'll make most of the daylight. Then we'll go and try and get some wood, maybe.
Yeah, let's go get some more wood, because if it helps you with bow making,
You've got the axe. I
Yeah.
will.
I'll do the manual work.
I will help you. I could give a bonus dice, can't I, if I assist?
You can rub my shoulders.
I can't remember what you do. What do you do to get wood?
you rub.
Yeah, you have to do foraging, don't you?
Oh,
Yeah.
Foraging, because you're not just looking for any old wood either. You're looking for,
A nice tree.
a good bit of wood that's going to be suitable for.
So what do you roll
And
for
every
foraging?
success gets you a unit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
What do you roll for foraging?
It would be foraging. So it's springtime, so that's -1, but you're looking for wood, so it's kind of simple, straightforward thing. So that'll be a +1, so I'll cancel that out. So it's just a straight foraging roll, really.
Yeah, what's it on? Is it not?
Is it wits?
Oh, sorry.
It's a
So if
whip
you
roll,
put
isn't it?
yourself on the, you can do it through the party sheet.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, forage. Yeah. Oh, okay. There we go.
And plus, it gets a dice for me helping you.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention. I found out why you weren't getting gear dice when you were using, for instance, you were using your spyglass. So if so, this applies to anything that anybody's got, any gear that anybody's got. If you go into the gear tab, and let's see, well, in the case of the spyglass, where is it?
Attribute.
So
2.
to the right of the to the right on the right hand side of items listed in the gear tab, there's like a little speech bubble.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So if you oh no, this is not the speech bubble. Sorry, the little pen. So if you click on the pen, it'll open up the edit window, and at the bottom right hand corner, you've got a checkbox that says use gear bonus.
Yeah.
So if you check
What?
that, you see it.
No.
So well, let's look at an example on your.
Well, like for example, if I click on my axe.
Let's look. So.
Or is that because it's a weapon, not gear?
That'll be because it's a weapon, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So sleeping fur. So you click on the pen for the sleeping fur, and you open that up.
Oh yeah.
And it says use gear bonus. So if you check that box, yeah, like that, and then when you do the check,
it'll automatically do
the camping check, it'll ask you if you want to apply the gear bonus, because it doesn't always, it's not always relevant. So for instance, Oscar's spyglass, that's only you only apply it when you're using doing a scouting check at long range.
Oh, okay.
It don't really matter now, but I hadn't taken away the magnifying glass which was sold, so I've trashed it, but it's not adjusted my weight. I'm still maxed out on weight for some reason. Unless it don't weigh anything.
The calories from the beer.
Yeah, I'm weighed down with beer belly.
Let's have a look. What is a spyglass? So it's a is it a tool?
Probably half or something. Spyglass is normal, knife is light, lockpick's tiny, sling is light, but all that together comes to 4, according to that. But it was on 4 before, because that's my max. It's your strength times 2, isn't it? I'm so strong. Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Anyway, let me.
Yeah, so tiny doesn't weigh anything.
That'll be why then. Chop some trees down.
Let's not.
For tiny, I think you have to have 10 tiny items for it to be equivalent of a light item.
Push it,
I'm gonna do.
because you get willpower, which you can use in combat. So you always push it,
Because
unless you fail.
there
Have
are
you-
no significant trees around here.
Have you only got 3 dice? And my bonus dice?
Wit.
I thought you got 4. Oh, have you only got 3 wits?
And now I've got 4. Well, I had 4 wits. I'm now down to 3.
Okay,
'cause
so we'll
I
leave
I
you.
did- I
I
did-
guess we'll leave you
I
doing
did
the dice
obviously-
roll. So what's Lo doing? Is he spending the rest of the day with the matron?
Well, I think so. I think I'd like to learn, more about the different herbs and the properties and the town. So if she's gonna, continue to talk and enjoy having me as company,
Okay.
then
Well,
I can't think of any other thing that I would want to do. And this is obviously, I think, going to go towards, the points that I'm going to put in next in healing, because it just seemed like
okay. Yeah.
um,
Well, if you so you could potentially get her to teach you healing if that's what you wanted.
Yeah, well, I'm just it's just because how we fell into this and how my character seems to have taken to her and her her kindness towards a stranger and bringing
Uh-huh.
me in, and I'm going to be spending days helping her gather herbs, which will be good for me when I have to gather herbs for Brian and stuff. So it seems to just be a good mix and a chance for me to learn more and be more useful.
Okay, yeah.
to
So
Brian's
if
character.
you want to do that, you could spend the experience and spending that quarter day with her, and she'll give you a first rank in healing if that's if you want to do that.
That sounds good to me. Yeah.
So that would be so that's a skill, so that would be 5 experience, I believe.
Okay, so I'll remove 5 from my experience. So that's
Just double check that, but I believe that's correct, isn't it? Because it's not a talent, so yeah, it's a skill, so it's 5 experience for first level.
okay.
And no need to roll or anything because you got a teacher who's more than proficient.
Okay, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you.
So you all, so that's you all of you spending a quarter day foraging or learning new healing talents. Are you reconvening together after that, or
I found another tree. There's that giant tree at the cemetery. Let's go.
Yeah,
Let's
let's just put
go
that
and chop that down. See how they like that.
Yeah.
No, can I look for some wood, and can
I assist?
my elven friend assist?
I mean, I'm good at cutting it down. I can't see the forest for the
You're
trees.
just not getting the right type of
1,
tree.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So okay. So you're going foraging for wood again for the second quarter day.
Yeah. Worst comes to worst, we'll knock a house down and steal some wood.
And how about Lo? Are you remaining with God, I keep forgetting her name.
His new friend, his lady
The
friend.
midwife, Nevia.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna kind of make an, like find out when she's going out next for going for herbs, and I'm going to arrange to meet with her to go do that.
Okay.
I'm assuming she's not doing it in the rain.
No, she's not doing it right. No.
She's going to
And
teach you how to deliver a baby.
And
Never know when it
probably
comes
she
in
would
handy.
have. Yes, that would have been part of my training. Unfortunately, it didn't quite teach me how to conceive them, but I could deliver them, I suppose. That's one skill that might be useful to have.
That's later tonight.
And I think I will progress through the graveyard.
Okay.
Once I'm going down from there, just kind of poke around, see if anything looks like it's been undisturbed, because I wasn't able to really see anything from on top. But these Walking Dead kind of really kind of pique my curiosity, and it's bright daylight, so I'm I don't have the same fear of the place that I would maybe after dark.
Okay.
And
So
so in
are you
terms of
when you
walking, it would be
excuse
walking
yourself
down that
from
way.
Navia's company, are you telling her where you're going, or are you just going to part ways?
I'm going to thank her very much, and it looks like the rain has settled down a bit, and I'm a little dry, so I'm just going to go around and I'm going to say, we met Elron yesterday. I'm curious. I'm going to go see if I can maybe find Elron's grave. Because we met him, and we don't have the strange the dead walking around where we're from. We cremate our dead, as a matter of fact. Maybe we're just lazy and we don't like to dig deep holes or stuff. I mean, but so yeah, I'll mention that to her.
Okay, she said she warns you to be wary about traveling through the old cemetery. It's considered taboo to the people of the Hollows, and they don't venture into the old cemetery, other than when when members of the militia go to man the Northern Watchtower.
Oh, where's that? Oh, I see where it is. But yeah, I'm going to ask her where that is.
So yeah, she
Yeah,
points
I
it
see,
out,
yes.
so you can clearly see it.
And are there people manning it now?
Says, well, she says they're supposed to be, but it's it's not manned as often as it should be. I believe it's quite an unpopular duty with members of the militia.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate. Well, maybe I'll go there and see if I can cheer anybody up who's there. Maybe they appreciate a little company.
Okay, so when you head outside, the rain is just beginning to peter out and finally stops. It's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So yeah, you're picking your way through this old cemetery is really sort of hard going. You're constantly having to like make detours to avoid, just to make any progress.
Yeah, I'm going to try to be careful not to step on graves, because that would be disrespectful.
Okay, right. That probably makes it even slower going, because it's
Yeah,
really
I imagine.
almost all the sort of graves are completely obscured. Like I say, every so often you can see there's a maybe a headstone poking up from all the vegetation, and there's more visible are the tumbled down remains of some of the larger crypts. And
I'd be curious if I'm able to read any of the headstones along the way, and also keep note for any graves that seem like they've been disturbed from.
so
Like,
no, none of the gravestones are legible anymore. They're really old. They're really old and they're heavily worn. Um, to the point there's very little left of a lot of them. But you also notice in some spot between the like gaps in some like patches of brambles that there are holes in the ground as well.
what size holes?
Um,
Are we talking
probably
body size holes, or?
Probably, if you were that way inclined, probably big enough for you to crawl into.
Okay, all right. But that's odd.
And that probably makes you a little bit more wary, because maybe the first time you spot one, you almost stumble into it.
Wow.
But you eventually make your way to the
It really
far
looks like the people are dying to get in here.
or out.
Sorry.
So you make your
Dead
way
tired.
over to the far side of the old cemetery, to where the watchtower stands. Like I said before, they're not proper towers; they're more just like piles of slabs of old stones. With the top, there's a wooden ladder attached to one side, and the top of it there's maybe about a foot or two not a wall, but sort of protruding, stones piled along the top to give it a little bit of shelter.
Okay.
And there's an old torch, burnt out torch, like jammed into the gaps in the stonework, but there's nobody here.
Is there a bell outside the tower?
No, there's no there's no interior to the tower at all. It's just a solid pile of rock of stone with a ladder leading onto the top of it.
I'm gonna climb the ladder and get up onto the top.
Okay. So yeah, climb up on the top. You can maybe see Theron and Oscar in the distance, foraging for wood in one of the nearby copses of trees.
Oh, I'll shout out to them and wave.
We're busy looking for trees,
Karen, Oscar,
the right type of trees.
Yeah.
Karen, Oscar.
Can you hear something?
No. I think it's the wind.
That tree there looks good. Let's go.
That is
for
a beautiful tree. That is the straightest tree I've ever seen.
See if you can hit it with your axe.
Karen, Oscar, I'm here in the south tower, just beyond the graveyard.
Anyway, where's that tree?
They seem, whether they can hear you or not, you're not sure.
Okay, all right. Well,
we'll wave and then go and get a tree.
Yeah.
So I think at this point, since I'm on top, can I climb down the other side and then walk towards them if I can see them?
Yeah, you can. It's like I say, it's quite a haphazard sort of pile of stone, so it's an easy climb. It wouldn't require any rolls or any checks or anything. So yeah, you clamber down the other side and trot across the field of turnips that flanks that grows along the east side of the village. And,
so I'm assuming somewhere around here-ish.
Yeah, and you eventually catch up with Oscar and Theron as they search
Oscar,
for wood.
Theron, I had the most wonderful morning. First of all, do you know that there's this noble woman, Napola, and if we wait until the full moon, we could find where her final resting place is by looking through a hole on the top of that plateau there, which has these claws coming out of it, and there's this obelisk which has a hole in it, like I mentioned. It's really kind of cool. I'm looking forward to doing that. I think that'll be a fun thing to do next. And then I met Navia.
Hold on.
She's a healer.
Backtrack. Final resting place of who? Of what?
Napola. She's a noble woman who was killed in the battle at the Hollows. This whole place is a great battlefield. Like that. This was a mass battlefield, like many years ago. We're going on before the Blood Mist even, and Napola was a great noble, I guess, who was killed in the battle at the Hollows, and so she has a resting place somewhere around, but we're only going to be able to see it when the full moon points through this hole in an obelisk, which would then light it, kind of like a directional thing, which is kind of cool. But I think that it's Mr. Zygolfa's magic. He's kind of involved in this place too, and he may have been the one that unleashed demons and maybe even the blood mists and stuff like that. Navia told me. She's a very smart woman, and she told me a whole bunch of other things about this place, which are kind of cool. By the way, when do you think the next full moon is going to be? I'm really curious.
No idea. You've had a much more eventful morning than what Theron and myself have had.
Yeah, we've been struggling to find trees.
We've put down a purchase on a helmet.
Struggling to find trees?
Oh no,
my good man!
The right type of trees. There's plenty of trees.
Yeah. We know where the trees are. The perfect tree.
We need. I'm wanting to make a longbow, so we need just the right piece of wood.
But what about this tree over here? Is this a perfect tree?
Yes, that might be. Let's get a
That's
closer
the
look.
one we were just going to do before you turned up.
Oh,
do,
wow.
do we get an extra dice because there's 2 people assisting?
You do, I believe, yes. Up to 3
Yeah.
people can assist.
So
Right, so we can see that tree there, but we're not actually sure if we can actually find it yet. And
Just be very careful. Don't hurt the moss underneath it. That moss can be used for healing. Like if you have an open wound and stuff, and you put it over that open wound, this moss has healing properties, and as it dries, it kind of constricts around the wound and stuff. So if you're gonna chop that tree down, let me harvest the moss from underneath it first.
Okay.
if you wish.
Forage away for the moss.
You got to make the most of moss.
Are you harvesting some moss then?
Does this
I'm gonna. I guess while they're here
help?
chopping down trees, I'm going to practice. Looking for herbs and stuff
Okay.
like that.
Yeah,
and
well, I
things that
suppose you can.
might be-
So that'll just be the one. So not. So that'll just be one dice, bonus dice, then since
It's herbing.
yeah. So that'll be a forage roll off the party sheet for doing that as well. Then
How do I get the party sheet up? I can't remember.
it's on the actors directory.
Oh yeah.
Seneca's Curious Few,
That's the one.
and
Drag self into the forage box.
You can change the name of the group. It's just I put that the other week as we were a curious few, so that was the name I put. But you can change the name if. I guess if something more pressing comes up, like Seneca's Terrible Tree Hunters.
So what do I press on now? Forage?
Yeah,
or do I press
forage.
on
Not
Yeah.
the. So the book. If you click on the book, that just opens up the entry for forage. Explain what forage is, and
It's
then
not
the thing
going to add
underneath it.
thingy on because Lowe's in forage. Will it add him on as well when I roll my dice?
No, it should opens up a thing, and then you select the you select the person who's going to be the lead, and then it'll give you the thing for options of adding bonus dice, then stuff like that. I believe.
Well, it says forage, wits 4. So where do I add somebody else then? Modifier.
Modifier, yeah.
Yeah, just type in 2.
Well, it's just going to be 1 because Lowe's is going to actually forage for do foraging on his own.
Some first aid moss.
Foraging for first aid moss, pregnancy moss helps with.
These dice are shit.
No, that was just me saying no, not that tree. That tree is housed to this fungus
So
that grows.
It's the wrong type of tree. It's for deeper in past those branches. So I'm going to push it, obviously.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, nice.
So that's 2 units of wood.
Has that given me a willpower as well? Because I pushed it.
It will have given you willpower as well, yeah.
It hasn't. So do I do it manually?
Oh, it should have done.
Nope, nothing.
Oh, odd. Oh yeah, put it on manual then.
It won't let me. It's red.
It's red.
I can't. Yeah, it goes red when I try and put one on. It won't do it. Oh, in the box maybe.
Yeah, right in the box.
Oh, maybe you have to do
I've done it.
Control or something.
No, I've done it. I was clicking actually on the boxes.
Oh yeah, it's a left click, not right click.
On the circle, sorry. So 2 lots of wood. That is good.
Yep. So Jake, you can do a forage roll for Lowe, so if you can find any useful herbs, nondescript herbs. Ooh.
Poison.
Yeah.
Something to put in the dwarves' beer.
Yeah.
So that at the moment, I believe,
probably tastes better.
Let's have a look.
I think we should
that, as it stands, would be a forage mishap because it's a fail.
Okay.
course, it depends. You do have the option of pushing it, but that's
Push it.
got two
Push it.
Of course, I'm
banes.
going to
Currently
push it.
got
I'm
two
in the middle of
banes
a
on it.
city. I'm sorry.
It's currently got two banes on it, which is going to damage your wits.
Push it.
Hmm.
Well, of course, I'm going to push it because I don't know any better,
Don't embarrass yourself.
and I'm curious.
Does he need at least one success?
Yeah.
No,
Even
I
if he's
bet I
got
don't get any.
two bane.
Okay, so that's two
Oh,
damage.
it takes away 2 of my die. I didn't know that. Okay, so I have 2 damage on wits now.
Yeah, so when you push your roll, sorry, I should have mentioned that. When you push your roll, it only re-rolls dice that haven't got a bane or a success on.
Right.
So,
So I would have
ones and six
re-rolled
aren't
anyways,
ones and
even
six aren't
knowing that.
re-rolled.
You need a drink, Lo. You need some of that dwarven ale to
Oh God.
get your wits back.
So a forage mishap.
He's
Oh.
nettled himself.
That was prophetic. Yes. So you find you forage some potentially useful herbs.
Yeah, called poison ivy.
Some
You know what? I know this herb. I don't remember if it's good or bad or what it does. Its name is Rashus Itchius. I'm not quite sure, but I'll gather it anyways because just in case we can do something with it.
get Olm to add it to the evening's meal. I'm sure it'll be make it more tasty. Have we got any more time to get any more wood? Or
No,
are we,
no, that's second quarter. So it's going to be like it is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's after 7 o'clock. So light is it's early evening.
All right, let's get back to.
And as you're heading back, you notice there is a full moon rising tonight.
Woo! Let's get up on the
werewolves.
I know where I'm going tonight,
Just
guys.
so happens tonight and tomorrow night is a full moon according to the calendar.
Oh.
Tonight
You can
and tomorrow
open the
night.
calendar as well, so you should when you've got the token controls selected, the at the bottom of the list is one that's below the ruler is one that says SC, which is a calendar. You can open that up, and it should have phases of the moon and everything on it.
Oh, that is so cool.
So where do you need to go to?
To the top of the mound, don't we?
To the
Right, but am I still able to take a rest before going up, or no?
What did it say? It said, I think so. The
Because I still have the third quarter. No.
yes, I suppose. Well, it'll be a little bit short, but yeah, well, we'll say so, yeah, because you've got to be there at midnight, haven't you? According to the inscription, it said midnight.
Okay. Yes.
So
I'm gonna.
So a quarter is 6 hours. Technically, you need the full 6 hours to rest. So that would
so
mean
I don't.
Yeah, so that would mean you either rest and miss the midnight hour, or don't rest.
I'm not missing it. Yeah, just in case tomorrow's weather is bad or something obscures the full moon, like a cloud. So we got to go today and tomorrow because that's just what you got to do. So I'm excitingly telling everybody that this is where I'm going. You guys should come. Don't forget about ringing the bell for the dead in case they come, and let's go see what there is to see. And by the way, walking through the old cemetery doesn't do anything. Just to old superstition.
So it is about 7:15 in the early evening. What do you plan to do now?
8, 9, 10,
Well, I think I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go have dinner and go to my room and rest up, make sure my clothes are dry, find the warm weather clothes for night, and just kind of relax and rest up
Okay,
without
Yeah.
having a
in preparation
rest.
for your sojourn up the hill.
Midnight jaunt.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Is everybody going along?
Yeah, I think we'll. I think we will. I think I will. Yeah.
I'm not too sure. Hmm. If I'm just looking at making a bow. It says it takes a day. So if I stayed in the inn and spent my time half making a bow, so it only takes me a half a day the following day.
Yeah, I suppose you could split it. It wouldn't have to be like consecutive.
Whittling my pickaxe handle into a bow.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to go with you because it doesn't need three of us to look at a moonlight going through something.
No,
You weren't going grave digging tonight, were you? You don't want to be doing that in dark.
maybe.
So you can
Grave digging.
You can find where this person's been laid to rest, but if we're going to go, we want to be going in daytime. I would have thought. Don't want to be walking around that grave at night. So no, I'm gonna stay, and I'm
gonna say yes, as you see me like try to find a lantern and oil and put it in a bag.
I'm going to stay in the inn in comfort and mess with my wood.
Do you have a lantern?
Well, I would think that the room there would be some sort of illumination.
There will be a lamp, an oil lamp, not a proper lantern. So it'll be kind of just a. It's not going to be as bright as an actual lantern.
Well, I'm gonna find out if I can borrow one from the
Rent one, take it off
from the barkeeps. You know, is it possible to get more illumination in the room? Might you have a lantern that I can borrow? I may be going outside of the gates to forage for some herbs. I met Navia. She's a wonderful person. She's taught me some herbs that are easier found at night. That's when they spread up in the moisture and the dark air, but they're hard to find without light.
Let's see. Let's get back to the start.
Would you like a manipulation roll?
Well, I'm wondering if either manipulation or maybe empathy. Empathy.
But either way, yeah, it's both the same
I
for
think
me there.
because
Manipulation is an empathy roll.
I think it'd be kind of more just a straight empathy roll than manipulation roll, because manipulation is more trying to like coerce somebody.
Right, but I can't click on empathy.
Yeah, so you click on, if you
manipulation.
click on in the attributes box, you should be able to click on it there. Yeah, you can.
I'm sorry. Okay.
Click on the word empathy and it'll.
Oh, I apologize.
That's okay.
That sounds more reasonable. Correct.
And then just do it as a straight roll.
Yeah.
So that's a fail. So he's uncomfortable about loaning you a lantern, probably because
I'll push it if that has any chance of helping.
You can push it, yes, I suppose. Okay, so right.
I'm preparing myself for tonight's activities by getting damage on all these attributes.
So yeah, he reluctantly. You have to perhaps reassuring him that you'll look after it and nothing. You're not going to do anything that might risk damaging it. He reluctantly loans you a lantern. So let's see if we can find a lantern. 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 There we are. Let's drag a lantern. Oh, that's not your character sheet. Where are we? Oh, where's your token gone? Oh, it's there. Still in the woods.
Oh, whoops! I'll take myself back.
Let's give you a lantern. That should be a lantern. Yep, there's a lantern now in your dropped area of your gear tab.
All right.
So, don't forget anything that you're taking with you need to move into your backpack or equipped. Anything that's in the dropped area will be left back at the inn.
Okay, so I better.
Oh, so that's going to put you overweight.
Yeah, no, that's what I was checking
Oh, yeah,
to
yeah.
see. So I'll just put that back down. That's fine. Oh, but you know what? This might be. Does the grappling hook assume rope?
Good question. What does it say? Is rope a separate thing?
Yeah, because
Yes, rope is a
grappling hook
separate
was-
thing.
Yeah, so the grappling hook isn't much use.
Yeah. So a grappling hook is you could use it to help climbing, but obviously you can't. You need a rope if you're gonna. I suppose you could
Right,
use it for
Tyrion, do
helping.
you have any-
Like, you know.
Tyrion, do you have rope? Tyrion?
Sorry.
Theron,
Yep.
I'm asking Theron if he has any rope.
All right.
No, I don't.
Okay. All right.
So you've got a grappling hook, but no rope.
You can throw
So,
it.
correct. Oscar, there's the oddest things I have in my pack. I don't know how it found its place there. Maybe it once belonged to somebody else and they lent it to me for some reason.
It's
I can't
worth
remember.
it's worth money though. It's 1 iron, isn't it? Or is it 1 iron and a grappling hook? Good
You
trade
can
it.
still I suppose you can still use it for like like a climbing kind of thing. But,
Yeah, handy.
Oscar, do you have any rope?
No.
I didn't think so. All right.
Rip up some bed sheets.
Oh no, I don't. I wouldn't do that. That wouldn't do. Okay, and so I am prepared.
Okay. So Oscar's remaining working on his bow in. You staying in the? I can't remember. You staying in private rooms or did you opt for the dorm?
No,
No.
we have got private rooms, but
Private room.
I'm going to do it downstairs so I can
Okay.
maybe talk or watch the locals, or maybe get some interest in said bow from the locals.
Yeah.
They may want to purchase one in future, especially when I start making a longbow.
Right. So I'll leave you doing that then. While Theron and Lo head out into the night. Are you
And are never seen again.
yeah, what are you doing? So are you doing anything when you exit the inn?
Yeah, though
Yeah.
when you exit the inn, we will ring the bell and say, "I come in peace and amity in this the hour of the dead."
Okay. Let me just check something. So I'm going to do that, but for something else. So it's like that, and it does that. And right, okay. So nothing. Right. So, so you leave just before. How in fact, yeah, it's a good point. How much before midnight are you setting off?
I suppose
I
we
think
want to get
probably
there
an
in
hour
plenty
just
of
to be
time and
safe. No.
see it. Well, I don't know, maybe half hour, 40 minutes.
Okay.
It is only a short walk. It only takes you
I
about.
mean, we want to be there. We don't want to be stood around outside for hours doing nothing.
No, we certainly don't.
So it's only takes about maybe 5-10 minutes at the very most to walk up there.
Yeah, so we'll leave it like 20 till we'll get 20 minutes. It gives us 10 minutes to walk up there and then 10 minutes to sort of.
Yeah, get our bearings. It sounds
Yeah.
good.
Okay. Right. Let's have a look. Where are we? Right. Okay. So you leave Dead Man's Hand, ring the bell, proclaim your self to the restless dead, and make your way through the deserted streets of the hollows and up the winding path to the old temple. So you wind up this winding path that winds its way up the hillock between the sharp rocks to this flat section, and in the middle of this flat section, the overgrown remains of a circular stone foundation can be seen. 12 pillars placed along the edge of the foundation stretch like ugly teeth towards the sky. A crumbling obelisk with a hole near the top stands in the middle of the circle, and an ominous feeling hangs over the place.
And do I notice anything shifting with the obelisk? Did the placement of the whole direction that I saw change at all, or is it stay static? Meaning, does the obelisk rotate?
No, not at all. It's completely static.
Okay.
So, what are you going to do, the pair of you?
Well, I guess. So we see where the moon shines to.
Yeah. Well, so if you're gonna, so it's if you're going to wait till midnight, then is that what?
I mean, we're gonna.
So it
I
doesn't.
guess.
So it's not
Oh
shining.
yeah, it's only 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not shining directly. Moonlight's not shining directly through the hole as yet.
But do we see it shining at a different angle? Like, can we see it like as if there's partial and then it kind of moves and moves and moves?
So yeah, it's maybe there's maybe a little bit of light coming through it, and it's some of it striking the floor near the near this on the actual foundation, and you can probably even see it gradually as you wait for as midnight slowly approaches. You can see it gradually moving and becoming more focused and brighter as the moon shifts across the sky and comes into alignment with a hole on the obelisk. Till at what must be midnight, bang on midnight, or just after, the light suddenly, as it comes into full alignment, the beam of light suddenly shifts and strikes a rock almost completely overgrown in the side of the hillock.
Oh, I'm gonna go check that out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Look at that rock. And I'm gonna uncover the brush of it.
Okay. So yeah, you go over and start clearing away this brush. So there's a large stone that's recessed into the greenery of the hillock. And as you look closer, you can see the rock is a very faint, almost disappeared, almost completely faded with age, but the rock has been hewn into the likeness of a gate. It's at this point that... Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead, please.
It's at this point your attention is drawn by a sound behind you, and glancing back, you can see a figure approaching the circular the ring of stones from that more northerly path.
Okay.
And as you look, it kind of shambles and staggers and pauses for a moment, seems to spot you and starts staggering towards you both.
Do we recognise it as anyone we might have seen?
As it staggers into as it staggers forward, it comes into out of the shadows and into the moonlight, and you can see this barely clothed figure. You can see it's like dried and rotted skin. There's like rib cage protruding from its desiccated chest, and there's what's left of its skull, part of the jawbones hanging down, and there's kind of just a baleful light shining burning in its eye sockets, and it comes shambling towards you.
I'm going to say, hello, we're friends of Elrond. Do you know Elrond?
As it draws closer, you see another figure, possibly two, coming up the path as well.
Oh, is that Elrond? Did you bring Elrond with you? He's our friend. We bought him a drink the other day. Or at least we paid the bartender for it.
Do they have any sort of reaction to anything that we're saying or doing?
No, it makes this sort of croaking, guttural groan.
I grab Law by the collar and go, time to go, and I start pulling him sort of towards back down the hill.
But wait, over there, the gate. Maybe they're going towards the gate. I'm going to clear the area of the gate.
I've got him by the top of the neck. I'm much bigger than him. I don't care what he says.
Follow me.
He cannot physically overpower an elf.
You can. I suppose you could attempt to resist him.
I mean, he can.
No, I'm not going to resist him. I'm just going to talk. I mean, maybe they just want to go visit their friend.
I'll let him keep talking.
Napola. We were going to visit Napola too, and I'm
you
still
keep
talking to them.
I keep pulling.
Okay, as you drag Law off down the path, back down the other path that you came up, they turn their direction and continue to head towards you.
Do they actually pick up any speed, or is it just a constant pace?
No, they just So you can if you move fast, you can easily outpace them.
Okay, I draw the bow.
Okay.
But why? Don't hurt them. We'll just go back. We'll come back tomorrow. It's okay.
Low to shut him up as I draw the bow. Shut up and get down the hill.
Okay.
I'm not leaving you here.
I'm not leaving. No, I'm not leaving you here.
But we'll go down together then. Let's not hurt these people. They've done nothing to us.
The bow. I'm going to take a shot at the closest one.
Okay, just a moment. Where are we?
I'm sat in this lovely warm tavern. Oh, I'm wishing I'd gone with him.
Oops. No, that's wrong tab.
No, you don't.
Dead. Okay.
How many is there, just out of curiosity?
You can see 3 at the moment.
This might up my skill here because I might have to decapitate some as well.
So I will let you get off a free shot.
I mean, there's a fair distance between us, but yeah. All right. I take it I just roll a marksmanship then.
It should. Yeah, I think so. It should.
Oh, no,
Need
combat.
to make sure it's using your bow. So
Yeah.
if you,
I ain't got. In fact, I need to add it.
yeah, you might need to add it. Let's have a look. So
Backpack, new item.
slow reload.
What damage is it? 1.
Damage 1. Yeah, that's the base damage
Uh,
for a success.
yeah.
And bonus successes
Grip,
do extra damage.
normal, range, grip. Surely it's what is it? Grip 2-handed.
Yeah.
Arms length. What we having? Short, long, distant.
So it
Short.
will be. I'm just looking now. Where are we? Combat. It will be with my ranges. Where are you? Combat. There we go. So it will be short range.
Yeah.
So
cool.
arm's length is right next to you. Near is a few steps away and in the same zone. No, actually, this one will be So this one will be near. The other
Okay.
two will be short range.
Right. Okay. So how close is near?
Near is in the same zone as you, basically. So we split it. You know, like in Alien, how
Yeah,
things are split into zones. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
So
fine.
it's with less than 25 meters away.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is there a bonus for it being near?
I think it'll work it out because you put the range in, don't you, when you roll?
Yeah. So combat. There we go.
So let's just move you two over here. With the,
Yeah. So agility 3, marksmanship 1, bow 1.
okay.
Yeah, and then I take it for combat. Then you just click on bow for combat.
Yep. So yeah, in the combat tab, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my days, these dice are terrible.
They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
As I see him doing
In
this,
fact, I didn't put any arrows in my thing. I had D6 arrows, didn't I?
Some wooden arrows.
Yeah.
What's that, Jake?
as I see him doing this, am I able to also pull off a shot? Since I'm not sure why he's doing it, but I see him like fumbling, and he might be afraid. So
he's still under effects of that beer.
Hey, can you say that again, Jake? Sorry, I couldn't quite hear you.
I was just wondering, as I see him take out his bow and start to fire, can I also take my bow out and like if I'm worried about why he's doing it?
Yeah. Of course you can.
Oh,
So
no,
then I will fire at one, but I'm gonna be like, what?
Like I say, can have a free shot.
There we go. Sorry, I'd got bow. I'd not actually selected any arrows, so.
So you just roll doing every time you fire, you just roll you do the arrow check.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So on your gear tab, gear tab. So on your gear tab, you click on the arrows. So you have to do it as well, Jake. You check, click on the arrows to see if your resources for your arrows go down.
Well, it goes down on a 1 or a 2, doesn't it?
Yes.
That's all right. Yeah.
So you see it, Jake?
Yep, doing it right now.
Yep.
Nice.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Wow, you got
How many
lots of
arrows
arrows. It's got a lot of arrows.
D12.
Yeah.
So
I didn't build him.
So yeah, Theron, you completely miss.
I actually ever so rolled a successful dice in this.
Whereas Low fires fires a bow off, and that's yeah. Oop, no, left click. Yeah, boom. Right, lands an arrow clean into its torso, and it kind of staggers. Looks like it's gonna drop, and then carries on for coming forward.
Can we run?
Careful, you might kill it. Oh no, it's already dead.
It's too late. It's
Exactly.
already
Yeah.
dead.
What are we hoping for? It'll turn alive? I mean, like.
Yeah, we're gonna make it alive.
So yeah, begin combat.
Live it.
It's just more practice.
So if
you
you look at the top of your screen, you should be seeing like a combat carousel, like a line of cards with your
Yeah.
things. So there's a red dice, 20-sided dice icon. So if you click on that, it'll give you an initiative,
Okay, yeah.
Oh, it keeps.
which is essentially drawing a card. So it goes from lowest to highest. So
He's obviously-
so a bow is slow. It's a
We
slow.
must have rolled a 3.
Oh, but it still has my old name, I think. But that's fine.
It's going to be embarrassing when that one walks
Oh, yeah, it
into
does,
a pub
yeah.
for
I'll
a
have to
drink.
change
It's going to have an arrow stuck in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, that's my arrow. I need that.
Um,
Lucky I have practiced pulling arrows out of things from yesterday.
Starts
So
leaking beer from its arrow wounds.
Yeah.
yeah.
How did that happen?
It's a slow trait of a bow.
Bow's getting ditched for axe.
Yeah, I think that probably would be more
What's a slow
effective.
trait now?
Yeah.
So basically needs a slow action, doesn't it, to reload it?
Yeah, don't worry, it's not getting reloaded.
So during combat you get a slow and a fast action. They'll be listed in the player's handbook. See if I can find them for you. So yeah, in the player's handbook, if you open up folder 5, the combat and damage one, and then the combat tab, combat one, that has the zones and ranges.
So if I've done a
Sure.
slow action as my firing, then can I run?
Yeah, so run's a
just a
fast
action.
action, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's in the combat section in the player's handbook, there's a list of all the fast and slow actions.
Okay.
So where are we? Let's see if I can. So I've not got them now. Sorry, I meant to find them in the book. Yeah, so you basically choose. You can do 2 fast actions or a fast and a slow action.
Yeah, well, I've done slow action, so my fast action is going to be to run to give myself a bit of distance.
Yeah, so it's first it's Jake's character because it goes lowest to highest.
Yeah.
So fast action is to ready weapon would be to load.
So I think the bow is a slow. It's got a bow has got a trait of slow. Where is it?
It's a slow action to shoot a ranged weapon that I know.
So that put that into chat, and it's got yeah. So yeah, it's fast action, isn't it?
I mean, ready weapon ranged. A ready ranged weapon is a fast action.
Yes.
So you can reload and shoot as a fast and a slow action.
Yeah, I think that's what I will do.
Yeah, ready weapon, fast action, no roll. Required action before is required action before you can shoot. Once ready, you can shoot or aim. If you do anything else, you must ready again. Crossbows are loaded slow instead. Aim is a fast action, no roll. Perform before shooting. It gives you a bonus dice to your attack roll. You can't
Right.
aim at a foe that's at arm's length. And shoot is a slow action. Must first ready the weapon. Roll marksmanship. Requires a ranged weapon, obviously. Can be dodged or parried with a shield.
So right now I only have one that I'm in danger of, right? And the other two are too
Yes.
far away to get to me.
Yes.
How many fast actions are they away from getting to me?
They would be they are in the next zone, so they will be at least two fast actions away, 2 rounds away.
Right, the
Okay,
miles
two.
away.
2 rounds, so that's at least 4 fast actions. So then
Yeah.
I do have one more round to try to take over this guy, which I will do. So my fast action will be to ready the weapon. My slow action will be to fire without aiming.
Yep.
So there'll be no bonus on
Yeah.
it.
So aiming basically just gets you an
And-
extra dice. Okay, so that's currently a miss. You can push it, of course.
Push
I
it.
can?
Yep.
Oh, then I will.
Push it.
My item
Push
broke,
him in
it says.
this. Ooh.
Oh,
So that's
dear.
2 damage to the bow, 1 damage to agility.
Wow. Okay.
But-
Well, that was unlucky.
Bowstring. Pitting.
Yep.
So
There it
what's what's the bonus on your on the bow?
I'm certainly glad I didn't pay for this
Ooh.
thing. Clearly, it wasn't worth it.
So the bow is basically broken.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I deserve that. Trying to kill harmless people.
So yeah, it's probably like John says, it's probably the bowstring probably snapped.
Okay.
Yes.
Damn it.
So next it is it. So it is doing. So it
Look
comes over.
Look on bright side. You've now got a fishing rod.
Yeah.
Alright, monsters.
Can use your grappling hook as your hook.
Oh no, I didn't bring that. But
You
yes,
could
it
have
could
tied
be
it
a
to
good
end of your bow
fishing-
and swung it round.
fishing hook.
Yeah. Yeah, stick it on your bow. It's
Oh,
like some
right,
type of
right,
war
right,
club.
instead of the attack, right, attack line, more fighters. Right, yeah.
I can mend your bow.
Okay.
I think you use crafting, don't you? And I am a bower. So.
Okay, right, combat. Right. Okay. Right. So it moves up and engages with you. So it's going to attack one of you.
All right.
I thought it were 4 actions away.
No, the other 2.
Not this one. The
Oh,
other
right.
2.
Okay. So it attacks low, attempting to bite him.
That's not very nice.
Love bite.
Oh, right, and it sinks its teeth into your shoulder, and you take 2 points of damage to your strength.
Ouch. Okay, let's go to main. Yeah,
Can't
that's all I
he-
have in strength. So
Oh, that
Can't
means you
he-
are broken then. So your
Can't
strength.
you
I'm broken.
dodge or anything as a.
Sorry.
Um,
Oh yeah,
I-
sorry.
I-
Sorry. Yes, you. Good point. Yes. So when something attacks you, I completely forgot about that. You can choose. You can declare a dodge, but it does use up an action, so you got to save an action.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
Usually I would need to have
Yeah,
reserved an
you've got to
action,
reserve one or spend. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it does
What
use
about
an action.
his halfling talent? Have you got any willpower?
Yeah. What your half
Uh,
talents?
Talent. That's
Path of the
you can-
Killer, hard to catch.
You can spend a willpower point to nerf one of his successors, I believe, for every willpower point.
So lucky. So yeah, your lucky trait. Oops. No matter how bad the odds are, so you got rank 1. When you suffer a critical injury, you can re-roll once. The lowest roll counts. So you are going to
No.
suffer.
You've got hard to catch as well. That's what I was thinking of. 'cause
Oh,
you-
right,
you
yeah,
can-
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Halflings are
can change-
notoriously hard to get a grip on. They can easily evade even the most tenacious of pursuers. You can spend will points in combat to avoid being hit by physical attacks. Every will point
good.
spent eliminates 1 success the attacker rolls. So it's got
Okay.
It's got 1 success, but it does 2.
Okay.
The damage is 2 for it.
No, but it's 1 success, so I can eliminate the
You
success,
can, yeah.
and then
So
I'll get 2 damage.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
Okay,
Run,
so I will
run
use
between
1
its legs.
willpower. Sorry?
Run between its legs.
Yeah,
Like
I'm going to use
dodging
1
it.
willpower.
Yep.
There we go.
And so yeah,
And,
you completely avoid that, so you take no damage at all.
Halflings are the best.
I'm learning.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, This is learning for us. This is the first time we've done combat, so bit slower than it will be. Okay.
Jared, it tried to bite me.
It was trying to kiss you.
Let's see, where's this? So it's Theron.
I will attempt to smash its brains in with an axe.
That's gone to round 2.
We're going to rob it afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, axe.
So you can. Was it if it's got the what traits has the axe got? 'Cause some weapons you can like get like a bigger swing on them.
I'm an axe fighter, so I get +1 bonus for that.
So axe. What traits has axe got? So hook. Oh, it's hook, so you can trip people
Edge,
up with it.
blunt, and hook, so I
Yeah.
can parry, shove, and disarm.
Yeah. So it's not. It's yeah. It hasn't got that swing thing.
No. So yeah.
Okay.
Smash away.
Oh.
Oh, nice. You got a success.
Okay. So it's up to you. Do you want to leave it at that? You can push it.
Is it like Alien, where if I push it, it builds on what I've already done?
Yeah. So when you push a roll, it only re-rolls the dice that aren't fails or successes.
It's not got any armor, has it, this creature?
No. Surely not.
No.
I'll push it.
You've got that path of the blade as well that it needs to have armor.
Okay. So that just yeah. So it didn't do any more successes. It did one more bane. So 2 damage applied to your strength, 1 damage applied to your axe. It does 1 damage, so you strike it with the axe, bringing your axe down, and it just crumples under the blow anyway.
Oh, yes. But I've broken my axe.
Is it smashed your axe? Yeah, it has. It's broken your axe.
Yeah.
As what? 1 damage has broken it.
Yeah.
No, yeah. 1 damage did it. It's so yeah.
It's a shite axe.
Yeah.
You sprained it from chopping all those trees.
But I've done it. But the way I see it is, me and Lo are pretty safe from it now.
Yeah.
Because the other 2 are at a distance away. We've got rid of the closest one, so we can do a runner.
And have you seen where the light was shining? Do you know where the light was shining to?
Yes.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
all you
I do.
needed to do. So yeah,
Yeah.
just peg it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you're retreating then?
Oh yes. Run away.
Okay. So
Is this where that term was coined? We're making up a lot of stuff.
yeah, so yeah, combat's not too bad. A little bit plonky at first, but yeah. Right, yeah. So you hightail it back downhill, easily outdistancing the 2 shambling corpses that are trailing you. You're heading straight back to the inn.
Yep.
Just a quick question, because how long would it have taken me to check this corpse?
To
check the corpse? Good question.
You want to check it while there's other 2 pursuing us?
No, I'm gonna say no. My curiosity is he will still be here tomorrow. and I will
Maybe.
run back down as well.
Yeah. Okay, so you return to the inn.
Yes.
Radio.
I'm presuming they're quite skeletal, these things, because they're old, aren't
Yeah.
they?
So they're like sort of partially rotted, partially mummified, partly skeletal. Essentially zombies.
Yeah, okay.
-1.
Right. So, yeah, you. Well, actually, you head back to the dead man's hand. The door is locked.
Can we ring the bell?
I'm
Oh,
going
come
to
on,
try to
go.
pick the lock.
Oh yeah, good effort.
Okay, go ahead.
What time is it?
In the game,
Yeah.
it is just after midnight. I haven't moved the time on.
Because I know they've gone out, so I won't have gone to bed. I said I was going to work downstairs.
Yeah.
So has the bar emptied now then?
Yes, it will have emptied by now. Yeah.
And so if it's still if there's still a fire going, I'd stay downstairs because I know they're still out there.
There's nothing stopping you from doing that. You're not. There's not like a. Yeah, I'm going to bed, so you've got to go upstairs. Oh wow, cool. Yeah, so you're sat still in the common room when there's you can hear fumbling at the door to the inn, and there's a click from the lock, and in come Lo and Theron, looking a little
I'm
bit.
locking the door behind us.
Okay.
Do they look like they've seen a ghost?
They look kind of a bit wide-eyed. Imagine.
Look like you need a drink.
You
I need
could
to
say
lie
that.
down.
So yeah, so Lo's bow carrying a broken bow with the string has snapped, and Theron's axe is looking a bit worse for wear as well.
You've done really well there, guys.
Yeah.
Come back with all knackered equipment. Yeah, well done, well done.
The first time out.
Yeah.
Did you succeed?
This would
in your
not have
mission?
happened in 5e.
Have you found the resting place of the that person that you mentioned?
Yes, we did.
Well, that's something at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm feeling
we tell Oscar about it anyway.
Yeah.
So we know that you can kill the ghosts, the dead guys that are already dead can be killed.
Yeah, they crumple quite well.
They're very brittle.
We're gonna
Yeah, I've
see
got a
if he's
smile on my
still
face
there
from
the
doing
next day.
Sorry, Jake.
I said we're gonna see if he's still there the next day, or if he didn't just get up and walk around. And if you see anybody walking around with an arrow stuck in him, I want my arrow back.
Need to do your lock picks to lock that door because you don't want them coming in during the.
Oh, do I need to lock? These
No,
lockpicks, or is
you've
kind
done
of
it. So
like on
you've
a
unlocked
latch or
it. So
something,
yeah,
isn't it?
I would
Okay.
say that you can automatically lock that.
Barricade
I'd like
it with
to,
a few
if
chairs.
possible, get some rest. My head is killing me. I'm dizzy, and my hands are shaking.
I just want a new axe, and I can get out there and smash some more bones.
So you can repair it. You can repair your axe, and you can repair the bow.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I can, but
you can try to. I think
Yes.
you can destroy it, can't you? You can
yeah.
damage it further.
Yeah.
I'll wait. I don't necessarily need it now, so I'm happy to wait.
So if the
yeah,
bonus
tomorrow I'm
of
going to try to have it repaired.
Yeah, if the bonus of something is already on 0, and you fail, then it breaks it.
You can do I think so. You can do a crafting roll, can't you, to repair?
Yeah.
Or you could pay the smithy, and he would repair it. I don't think they roll, do they?
Generally, they
just
don't roll. No.
repair.
No, yeah, no, I'd pay somebody to do it. My
I'll
skills
pay
in
someone to
crafting
do
is
it.
not.
You have to part
quite
with
good.
money.
That's all right. I'll part with some cash.
Yeah,
I do have 3 in crafting.
Do you?
Mm.
I would pay
I
you
might
to
get you then.
fix
I won't pay you.
my.
I expect
But,
him.
but
yeah, of
don't blame me if I destroy it.
No, no.
No.
And I think
Just don't charge me if you do.
Siren, I think he's got 3 in crafting as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, crafting, repairing a broken item generally takes a few hours in a successful crafting roll. If the roll succeeds, the item is repaired. If the item has a gear bonus, it will increase 1 step for every success rolled. You cannot go above the original gear bonus. If the roll fails, the gear bonus is permanently decreased to the current level. If the gear bonus has been decreased to 0 and the repair fails, the item is permanently destroyed.
So that axe you've got is really shit.
Yeah.